里面有没有人？赶快离开！里面还有人吗？哎，那个不要摸那个电线，很危险！不要摸电线。那个瓦斯哎，有瓦斯哎。
Coming from a galaxy near you, this is Brothers and Booze. And here are your hosts, Greg Washington and Doug Ziegler.
Shout out to y'all dealing with the earthquakes. And I mean earthquakes. Doug, did you feel yours today?
No, ironically, I wasn't at home. My wife was away for work, and she tried to fly home from North Carolina, and her flight got canceled. And the only flight she could get that was anywhere near us, because everybody's traveling for the Final Fours, for the Eclipse, for WrestleMania, the only flight she could get close was Philadelphia. So I had to drive to Philadelphia to pick her up. So when the earthquake happened, I was in Pennsylvania.
But there was reports that buildings were swaying in Philly.
I was at the airport, and I drove right out. So I was on the road. I didn't feel anything while I was driving. So that would have been weird. There was a video I saw similar to that for that Taiwanese earthquake, where people were driving on a bridge and the cars were going like this on the bridge, and I was like, "Holy shit!" Yeah, no thanks.
And then that's in the wake of our bridge crash. You know what I mean? So
right.
No, wow, y'all out here. Mother Nature's out here wild.
Yeah, she is. Calm down. I get it's spring,
right?
But
Right. So I guess we'll settle into our little stream here. We have a fantastic friend who's going to join us soon, but I'm drinking a nice, unlike what's going on today in the world, a nice, easy drinking Bell's Oberon. It's Oberon time, y'all.
Yeah, it is.
One of my gateways to craft, one of my favorite craft beers probably ever. This has shaped my beer drinking experiences. Bell's Brewery out of Kalamazoo, Michigan. It's a nice, easy, big old spring drinker, which I think spring might be here soon. I don't know. We got snow on the ground, so I'm not sure.
According to calendar, it's supposed to be here.
Well, and that Punxsutawney Phil guy and the other Jimmy and all these other damn rugrat rodent things said that it was supposed to be spring, and they lied. And they're bullshitting. But this isn't. There's no lie here. This is a great, easy drinking beer. And cheers to that. This is a beer that tastes like beer, y'all. For all of y'all who make fun of our choices in craft beer, especially Doug's choices. So yeah. Cheers, y'all. If y'all can see, if Oberon distributes in your area, and Bell's distributes a lot of places, you can get a real one, not a ghost one, because it looks like this is kind of a ghost one on my green screen here. But anyway, cheers, Doug. Cheers. What you got?
So I picked up something that is made by Dew Claw. Surprisingly, not one of their patriarchy beers, but this one I've never seen before. It's called Palomania. So this is basically based on a Paloma cocktail, and it is a Paloma Gosa Ah, yeah. So
Yeah.
Gosa with grapefruit, lime, salt, and lactose. So,
For Doug, that is definitely
yep. Cha-ching. That's money.
all right. Stop it. Stop it. Only once, Greg. Relax.
Hey, I wasn't the one hitting the button. So, yeah, you
Yeah.
see my nice heavy pour. You can see at the bottom there. Obviously, the grapefruit's not going to give much color. Ooh, that
Look
smells
at this
lovely.
guy. Look at this guy.
Look at this guy with the heavy beer pour. Good knucklehead. That's that grapefruit. I am not a grapefruit fan, so that it makes that'll make your mouth pucker pretty good. So yeah,
Is it too tardy? Too tardy?
no, it's just the thing is that the flavor of grapefruit is not something I'm a fan of. The tart part I like. It's just that it has that grapefruit aftertaste that is not a thing I'm a fan of. So I think if you like Palomas and you like that, thing is it's very refreshing. I will say that because it's very light, but yeah, it's a grapefruit flavor itself. I'm not a big fan of that particular flavor, but I had to try it. It was a Gosa, so
Yeah. I love grapefruit. It is a delicate balance, though. It is like getting it the right amount of grapefruit and the right amount of tart and that sweetness. And even grapefruits are fucked up. If you like grapefruits, Doug, sometimes they're even fucked up with the tardiness. Sometimes you eat them too quick and they're too tardy or they're too sweet. You know what I mean? Like, so grapefruits are just challenging, period. So I always side eye that shit when I see it in the in anything really. And I do want to give a shout out to one of the worst seltzers I've ever had in my whole life, if not the worst, was Monaco Brewing, who I have a fond love of. It was horrible, and I'm glad to say it again. It was horrible. So anyway, on that, we're going to cleanse our palate, Doug, and get more positive. No dwelling on a negative here. We're here to have fun on Friday, y'all.
damn
So
right.
we have past guest news. So one of the things, real quick, Doug, is that on Monday, our friend Ange, being Black and Craft, is having the 23rd Avenue Brewery, which I've never heard of,
Me
actually.
either.
So I will be tuning in to see who they are, where they're from. I don't think they've ever been to Barrel and Flow because we know all the brewers at Barrel and Flow, like literally all of them.
Yeah.
If you don't know a Doug, I know one. You know what I mean? Between us both, for us not to know a Black-owned brewery, it's kind of rare. So check in on Ange there on Monday, y'all. You can see there it's YouTube being Black and Craft or Facebook Black and Craft. On X, she's the undeniable Vixen. It starts 5 p.m. Eastern, or I'm sorry, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific. So that's our past guest news for that. And then also, Doug, it's time for an announcement. We are going to, I don't think we've talked about this before. Maybe we have, but
Not on the show.
Doug and I are going to host the Dad 2 Summit reunion on Brothers and Booze. That's going to be Friday, June 14th, 2 days before Father's Day this year. Our friend Jason Green, who has appeared here once, I believe, will special guest host with us. But we will have dads. Many of the dads you've seen here before, whether it be Aaron Govea, I could say, most likely Roberto, most likely Lauren Yee, hopefully Casey, and the list goes on and on, y'all. It's going to be a whole ass show with hopefully 10 people on. It's going to be wild, crazy, fun, ruckus. Doug, comments?
Well, you know who else will be on there? It'll be Zach Rosenberg popping in on there somewhere.
I was trying to avoid that.
Dude, we can't have a Dad 2.0 show without him involved somehow.
Absolutely. So that will be fun. That is again, y'all. Look for that Friday, June 12th. I'm sorry, June 14th. Yeah, that should be fun. Looking forward to that. We have special guests here because we really don't know. And the invite is going to be going out until showtime. So
yeah.
If y'all have a favorite Dad 2 dad that you know that you haven't seen on this that you want or you back, hit them up. Tell them. I want to see you. I want to see what's going on. We got a whole host. We got Jeff Tepper. We got Mike Tremblay. We got our friend Matt Strain, the the NA guy. We got JG. I mean, it's just the list of people that could appear. It's just wild. So some have RSVP'd, some haven't. A lot of them know about it. So yeah, Doug, it's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be one of our fun, most ruckus ones. We might give what was it, the Stout Show a run here? What was it, 4 hours for that crazy mess?
I wasn't on that, remember? Stout's my favorite fucking style, and I wasn't on it for that one.
But, yeah. So there's that. So we're looking forward to that.
And Mike Tremolay's birthday is today. Happy birthday, Mike.
Yeah, I think I got a dumb. Do I have a
Happy birthday!
Yay! I don't have confetti. I thought I did. I mean, we do somewhere, but happy birthday, Mike. Hopefully we see you on that stream. I'm not sure. I definitely told you, Mike, if you're watching. So I don't know if I forgot if you responded positively or not. But whatever, you're still gonna get bugged. So there's that. Speaking of bug, Doug, there was this recent dust up that really bugged me, but I just wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about it if you did. Kind of put you on the spot, but given your adjacency to this issue, I wanted to see if you wanted to talk about the recent dust up with trans visibility day. Sorry. And the dust up with Easter, which anyway, I'm gonna let you discuss this, given your adjacency to this issue. And yeah, I'll shut up and listen.
Sure. Well, a lot of you know that I have a child who's trans and has been trans for 6 years. So this is an issue that's near and dear to my heart. But Trans Visibility Day has been the same day for 15 years. For 15 years, it's been March 31st. It's always that day. And this year, Easter happened to fall on that day. And of course, the right-wing fear machine decided to come out and be like, they're making it on Easter Day. And I'm like, no, that has been the day that Trans Visibility Day has been for 15 years. So, like, it's the dumbest argument. As usual, it's a cultural war against a highly marginalized group that is just trying to find themselves and live. And these numbnuts are trying to make it a problem. Listen, it could be Easter and it could be Trans Visibility Day. There is no issue with that at all. It could be both. I'm very tired of having to fight the fight of, like, just let people live as long as they're not harming themselves or someone else. Shut the fuck up. Like, let them live the way they need to live. And you don't have to be in my position to support people who are trans or who in a community that you aren't part of. You can be an ally to those folks. You can ask, you can be helpful. You can support them. And there's a million ways to support people. And I want to be clear. This isn't like the Christians who were just like up in arms. These were the right wing fruitcakes who like to stir trouble up. It's not the regular run of the mill Christians who are trying to celebrate one of their holy days. Good for you, celebrate it, enjoy it. But, like, you're making it harder for people who need help, and so I find that ridiculous. So yeah, that's I could go on for a long time about that. I won't, because it'll make me angry, and I like to not be angry. So
okay, cool. And that's why I digress really fast on that brewing company I don't want to talk about ever again. Yeah. But anyway, thank you for that, Doug. If you have any more, you can go on.
I have one other point. Wait till next year when Easter falls on 420. Let's see what they say then. Hey.
No,
you did not. That is for sure.
No, because CNN is not as good as this, as far as this area. They wouldn't have, whatever.
Yeah. David just said nothing.
So Daniel would like to say,
yeah.
Yeah.
Also, this is really growing me. This Palomania. This has actually gotten a lot better.
A little warmed up.
Maybe it just. I think as it warms up, the grapefruit flavor kind of dissipates a little bit, so it's more just a hint as opposed to just like, here's your grapefruit.
All right. Well, that's great because I think we've warmed it up for our guests, and our friend, and she she kind of ducked that. So I think she's doing that shit on purpose. Yeah. So no, April, no. I'm not. We can see her in the green room. So our guest needs a proper introduction, and she's about to get it. April Dove is the founder of The CommUNITY Brew.
Ta-da!
Yeah. And she's one of our friends, personal friend. We hung out all the day at fucking Barrow Flow last year. We met her and we knew her before. She was gracious enough to come on this stream without even knowing our crazy asses. And then she was cool enough to hang out with us all weekend to make us look cool because we needed that shit. We need a little bit of a cover. She brought her beers. They were amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Had a really great time hanging out. Doug and I are worried that she may one-up us this year and may just not hang out with us because she's too cool for school.
Too big.
Everybody knows it, and she's dope as hell. So without further ado, our friend, April.
Hey! I like literally came on and saw you wearing the shirts, and I was like, "Oh my god, I made it big."
What's funny is Greg's like, I ordered one of April's shirts. I said, "Oh, I should too," and he goes, "I'm not going to tell you what color I ordered. We'll see if we ordered the same color."
And you guys are like Auburn colors? Is that Auburn?
Well, he's maroon.
Maroon and orange. I think it's Auburn, and I'm a Clemson fan, so it should be like maroon and purple. But we can no. I mean, I'm glad that you ordered the shirts.
I'm wearing a Clemson color.
Woo! Go Clemson!
Just one of them.
What's been going on, April? A lot we have to cover. It's nice to see you.
Gosh.
Thanks for joining us.
We have so much to cover. Like I've just been watching you guys like just prevail and do such great things. And I try to catch you every Friday night, but like lately I'm doing the nursing and I'm doing the nursing and the beer thing, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'll like try to watch you like while I'm doing nursing stuff, and I'm like, oh god, I gotta cut them off because people are like, who are you guys talking? Like, what is going on? I'm like, oh, nothing. I'm gonna come save you.
So for those who are just new, April, and haven't seen you, tell us about the community. Tell us about how you become, from nurse to the brew pub. What?
Yeah.
Like, how does that shit happen?
Oh man. So the community has been on for 2 years. It started in 2021. So it literally started when I was travel nursing. So I'm a nurse by trade, ER nurse. And I basically went to a lot of breweries while I was travel nursing, went to a lot of breweries, became like a very familiar face. And it kind of all started during COVID. So like during COVID, I was in between Boston, in between Cape Cod, and I would frequent both. So I would frequent Night Shift Brewing in Boston, and then I would frequent whatever brewery, like Cape Cod Brewing, probably in Cape Cod at the time. I don't really remember which brewery it was. But I was in between both, and COVID happened, and we couldn't leave our like houses. Like you only could leave to go to work. Well, as a nurse, like I was the front line, so all the way happened all the time. So breweries started sending me beer, and I was like, okay, this is cool. So I left Boston in 2020, came home for surgery, and came home with 14 cases of beer. At the time, I didn't know what I was going to do with that beer. My dad had helped me unpack my car, and he was like, April, what are we going to do with this beer? And I was like, hold on. There's not a we in this. There's an I. And I'm going to mix these 4-packs for friends. So like when my friends had parties back home, I would like say like, who's coming, who drinks beer? Like, what are their flavors they like to drink? Like we got like profiles of people and stuff like that. And I would like mix 4-packs for them. So it's kind of how the Traveling Hoptista got started. During that, I had surgery, found out I couldn't walk run or stand for more than 30 seconds. And then basically was like, what am I going to do for 4 months? Like, this was a 4-month long injury. They were like, it's self-limiting. So you're just going to have to get over it by yourself. There's no surgery that we can do. There's no medicine we can give you. So I basically decided to delve into the brewing industry, and I found the Black Beer chick who basically got me into brewing industry. She got me into the Road 100 beer industry. I did the Cicerone program and was like, I wanted to learn more, and how much more could I learn? And it was great. And then I did that program, and I got introduced to a whole world of people that drink beer that look like me. And I was like, wow, there's other people that look like me that drink beer. Like, I thought I was the only one, which was great. So then I went to American Brewers Guild for beer school, and basically one thing happened after another. And basically the brewer of our biggest brewery in Charleston, South Carolina, Holy City Brewing, asked me how could he get more people of color into the tap room. At the time, I had no idea. And basically I was like, I'll get back to you. And I was like, we have to tell a story. Like, you have 36 beers on your tap list, but like, what do they mean? Like, what are their stories? Like, because my culture all talks about stories. Like, you can tell stories from Black African Americans, from songs, from clothing, from quilts, from all these different things. So like, like what are you giving to the Black community? What are you giving to the BIPOC community? And he was like, I want you to brew me a beer. I want you to bring a recipe and we'll brew the beer. And that's what I did. I went to my friend and I was like, here's a 6-pack of Heineken. This is what my family drinks. Let's do a craft Heineken beer. And that's how the community came. And so that's it. So that's my story. And that's how I became the community. And we're in 2024 and I've done 12 beers later. So it's been a wild ride. Definitely.
Yeah. So what, well, first of all, before I ask the next question, what are you drinking? You're supposed to ask that right away, and we missed it.
So in honor of the community, so we just brewed the community with Holy City. We brewed a third batch. This will be our third batch with the community with Holy City. We changed up the grain just a little bit. We didn't add carapil, so we don't have as much foam head. And we changed up the hops just a little bit. So we didn't use all noble hops. We used Q melon in it, so it doesn't give as much bitterness. Okay. And this is the can. I don't know if you guys can see that, but this is the community can.
Yep.
And this is the beer in a community glass. But that is what I'm drinking tonight. So I found out tonight. So like literally before I got here, like 15 minutes, I walked into the door like 15 minutes ago because I literally texted both Doug and Greg and was like, what time do I have to be online? Because like I'm out. I got off of work this morning, went to the tennis open match here in Charleston, and then went crazy. And I was like, okay. And I went to the brewery. I was like, I need more beer. And they were like, we don't have any more beer. And I was like, what do you mean you don't have any more beer? And they're like, we have no more. Like, we have sold out of all of our casings of the beer. Like, they have no more cans, no nothing. But they still have it on tap. So they have like, I think 3 more sixtels. And I was like, okay, I need your last 4-pack, which I end up giving to, which I'll tell a story about this later, but I ended up giving to my CEO of the guy that I lost on my weight with, which if you guys haven't noticed, I've lost 70 pounds. It's the last time I've been on here. And then I was like, would you hate me if I asked you to give me a crowler? And they were like, no, we'll give you a crowler. So they gave me a crowler. So I'm drinking the community American lager, our very first beer, with a little different additions, but it's been great.
Is it a standard lager or is it a lighter lager? Because the color looked a little lighter.
Yeah, so it's a standard lager. It has biscuit malt, two-row, it doesn't have carapils in it this time, honey malt, and I think that's it. So I think it's two-row, biscuit malt, and honey malt in it. And then it has Halatar malt, myth, and Hu melon in it. So very simple, very easy drinking. Yeah.
Yeah, I like seeing a lot of places are making more lagers now, which makes me happy because that's such a good drinkable beer any time of year.
So we actually in Charleston have a lager only brewery here in Charleston. I mean, it's what us experienced drinkers want, but it's not like what other breweries want, like what other drinkers want. Like other drinkers want IPAs and like give me the most high alcohol. This brewery is not that.
Yeah.
But it is such a good brewery. They make outstanding beer. So their name is Bevy Benny. Shout out to Bevy Benny. They do great things. Clay does great things out there, and he's a lager-owned brewery, and it's beautiful. So
Nice. Sweet. So, Greg, welcome back with the glasses.
yeah, with the glasses.
Hey, he looks stylish, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Doug. You got a follow up, Doug, because that wasn't your follow up. You got a follow up owed to you. But before we get there, I just wanted to show y'all what I'm drinking, which is Loomer.
Ooh.
What's
Wait,
Loomer?
What
Loomer is a THC cannabis infused soda, y'all.
Oh no, this show is gonna go over 3 hours. This is gonna go over 2 hours. I know it.
Now, I'll probably fall out, so maybe not. 10 milligrams of THC, Doug. And it's my favorite soda. Don't come at me. The best soda is grape soda. Don't come at me, y'all. Don't do it.
Wait, so
not
do
do
you
that.
mix beer and THC soda, or do you just drink THC all night?
Apparently,
Well, I
he's
had an
mixing.
Oberon. I started with this. And now I'm on
Oberon's
this.
good. Okay.
And I don't know if I can drink this, being it's 29 grams of sugar. Oh,
That's a lot of sugar.
That is a lot of sugar. There was
So
yeah, they're
I'm
trying
gonna
to
drink
they would compensate for the flavor with here's all the sugar to make it like super sweet.
But it's not. I mean, this tastes. If you just rolled up to me and said, "Here's a grape soda," this tastes like a grape soda. I don't taste any THC, any cannabis, any of that. Hopefully, I feel the cannabis at some point. It says it cannabis too. It doesn't say hemp, which there's a lot of hemp THC going around here in Wisconsin because hemp is legal and cannabis is not.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, that's what I'm drinking here, Doug. Before I just wanted you because Doug will see it and he'll be like, "What are you drinking? That's not Oberon."
Yeah.
No, it's not. So, Doug, what's up? You got to follow up for April because I don't think you really even asked her question.
No, I did have a question, but I wanted to
Yeah.
find out what she was drinking. So we kind of got
Yeah,
sidetracked
no,
with
that's
the lager conversation. When you have to, so you said you said 12 different beers. It's 12 different, like you said, you do brew different versions of your lager there, but like, is it 12 different versions of beers or like, and secondly, how do you come up with the recipes for them? Where do you come up with that?
Okay, so total is 12 different. Well, it's 10 different beers with 2 different versions of the lager.
Okay.
So like when we first did the American lager, that first came out in 2020. What year are we in? 2024. So
I know time's weird, isn't it?
Oh my god, these numbers are getting like too much for me. So okay, so 2021 we brewed the lager, and then that was in October, and then we brewed it again in January. So I counted that as 2, and then we moved on to the Tahitian treat. So we've brewed the American lager 3 times. So that would be number 13 for us. But like we've brewed 10 other beers since then of different flavors. So like my goal with the community is to diversify your palate. So if you follow me, your palate will change throughout this whole experience. So we'll brew different types of beers. Which is what we've done. So like how you guys tried my I think you tried my cornbread cream ale at the thing. We tried what did we try? We tried the whiskey Belgian blonde. We tried the Tepache ale. So it's like different each time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all those were excellent. and like Greg, like we were there at Barrel Flow, and it was like, hey, try that cornbread cream ale because if she gets rid of that, you're gonna be mad. And then I was like, okay. So then I found you, and I had some like, okay, you were right, Greg. That was excellent. So
you don't understand. You don't understand.
And it's so funny because like the brewery doesn't want to brew that again. The brewery that I brew that with, they don't want to brew it again.
Did they say why?
Well, they say it's in competition with their cream ale that they do, which is their creamy McBoat base. And they're like, we don't want to brew that again. We want to brew with you again, but we want to come up with a whole nother recipe. And I'm like, okay. And then what I said to them was like, well, are you willing for me to take that recipe somewhere else? Because like that is like a big seller. Like, like you understand, like I took it to the Barrel and Flow and people like flipped their fucking shit over that.
As they should. That shit was excellent.
We were two of them.
And they were like, really? And I was like, yeah. Like I had people that like I'll go to that brewery and sit, and people are like, oh, are you April? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, when's your cornbread cream ale coming out? And I was like, well, I'm glad you enjoyed it because it's not coming back. And they're like, what? And I was like, yeah, they don't want to brew it again. And they're like, why? I'm like, they want to brew their cream ale. And I don't know if they're I don't know if their cream ale is gonna have the similar, you know, ingredients that mine does, but I don't think it will because the previous owner of that place like had strict creamy big base. So I don't know. So we have to come. So they want to brew with me again, but they want me to brew a whole different recipe with them. So I don't know where the cornbread cream ale is. I mean, I don't plan on opening a brewery in the next year or two. So like it may be with another brewery, or it may be 5 years from now before I open up my own. You know, like that might be put on the shelf and in the books, which is sad to say because people really enjoyed that beer.
Yeah, that's us. Wah, that sucks.
I'm going to respect the process and not say anything, but I will say I'm going to make a comment after we end the stream. But also, Doug, you said you had a second.
Yes.
Get me out of here.
I am excited for this one, and it is in the IPA realm, Greg. So, and I'm going to tell you why I'm excited. Read that label.
Queen to be. I love that. But I can't see what else it says.
It says Turning Point Beer, Queen to Be. It is a strawberry double IPA.
Oh, I don't like strawberry. Is it good?
Yeah. I'm going to open it in a second, but I just liked it because Queen to Be reminded me of Coming to America, where the guys sing.
Yes.
Which I'm not going to sing. I can't sing, so that's not a great thing.
No, you can't. I mean, you can sing, but it's not
well.
It's not ideal, right?
No. I'm sorry you're not a fan of strawberries, but I don't think I've seen like a fruited double IPA like that before. Maybe I have, I just don't remember it. But
strawberry is a weird one for beer. I'll say that.
Yeah,
I like strawberries.
It's not very prevalent on the nose. I will say that it's definitely hoppy on the nose. Almost very little strawberry flavor. That's like just a hint of strawberry. Yeah,
strawberry is a hard flavor. I mean, strawberry is a really hard flavor to bring through. Like,
yeah,
I think when I was in California, like I had this strawberry passion fruit beer that was a double IPA from somewhere up north California, and it was like on point. But like I haven't had a strawberry beer like that in like forever.
Yeah, this is a Texas brewery too.
Yeah, and usually you don't see strawberries with IPAs. Usually you see them with like blondes and cream ales. You know what I mean, April?
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, I will say it's double IPAs to me are a little bit usually on the sweeter end, almost citrusy, not quite as hoppy, and this one is a little more hop forward. So 9.2% ABV too. I didn't realize it was quite that high, but I had to get it because of the can, because I'm a nerd and I like can art and dumb shit like that. So yeah.
So Doug, I think I could be wrong, and let April can school me on this. I think that the feeling is that double IPAs are less hoppy because of the big malt background, as opposed to the lesser malt background with regular IPAs, and then those hops kind of feel like they come hit at you more. Would you agree with that perception, April?
So that's interesting. So I just had a double IPA for Trillium Brewery. So like one of my coworkers is from Massachusetts, and she was in Trillium. She was in Boston recently and got brought me Trillium Brewery, and I think it was like in January she brought me, but I finally drank it a couple days ago. And it was a double IPA that was a New England style. And I got a lot of like juice and all that kind of stuff, but I got a lot of bitterness from it too. And like, granted, like, I don't know when this beer had been canned, but like, I got a lot of like bitterness from it, even though it probably had been canned. Like, so she gave it to me in January. I'm drinking it in March. It probably was canned in what, like December, November?
Yeah.
Like, but I still got a lot of like bitterness from it. So I think it really depends on like how well you brew your double IPAs and how well you brew your IPAs, because I think it's all based on like how you brew. You know, like I can drink a double IPA right now and like it can be fresh off the tank and taste different when I get it in the can or like a week later. Because the problem with IPAs is like, so IPAs were brewed to stand the time of bitterness or whatever. But like, if you don't like incorporate that bitterness into your hops and you're not like overly hopping your beer, then you lose sight of that, because bitterness decease over time. So I think it just kind of depends. So I think like for you, like you're saying you're getting more malt characteristic. Well, that makes sense, because like when was that beer canned? When was that beer brewed? And like, yeah, so you're gonna, if it was brewed like a couple months ago and then it was canned a couple months ago and it's just coming to your mouth a couple months after that, like, yeah, you're gonna get more malt characteristic than you're gonna get beer more bitter, because like that bitter fades over time. So
okay, Zach.
Yeah.
All right. You have a comment, Doug, before we get to the next?
No, I was just saying this can didn't have a date on it, so I don't know when it was canned. So but usually you're right. I would expect it's got to be reasonably fresh if the hops are that present, as opposed to that malty flavor that you get.
I mean, I think if you're getting more malt flavor from a DIPA, I think it's because the can is old. I wouldn't say that because the can is new, unless that's their purpose to give you more malt. But I think with a DIPA, they're trying to give you as much bitterness as possible. So I don't know.
All right. And on that note, April, you know what I'm going to say here.
I know, but I can't see the comments.
But you mean?
Oh, you mean the last comment?
No, I think I'm still on StreamYard and I can't see the comments. Maybe I'll have to get on my phone and see the comments to see what people say about me.
No one's commenting because I don't know. Maybe they're enthralled. But so if April were a beer style, April, which would it be? And full disclosure, I told April that she can't say her favorite beer style ever, which I believe still is Saison, because that would be too easy for you. Maybe I'm wrong.
Wait,
Saison's not your favorite?
Wait, are you saying this to the people?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're telling them you can't say Saison.
Right.
Oh, I get it. I was like, wait, you just told everybody my favorite thing. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, I can't. Right. So I am disqualifying that word coming out of your mouth in this segment.
So what would this month
it's too
be?
easy for you. But I wanted to make it a little harder for you because you're a brewer and obviously your knowledge of styles is way vaster than your favorite, which is Saison. And Saison, in my opinion, technically is probably the right answer. So that's why I'm like, so that's why I'm like, no, that's too easy for you. Too easy.
I got another one at my belt.
Outside of the right answer, what's your answer?
So my answer would be a lager, but if I had to be really specific, I'd do a Vienna lager. So I actually have a shirt on my website that says the community on front, and on the back it says I bleed Saisons and sweat lagers, because I love lagers. I love them. I love them. But Vienna lager is probably my favorite lager. So.
Greg, don't give the right answer.
Right. That's an
Ooh, a grisette. Oh, I'm fancy now. Did you see that? A grisette? Woo! Watch out.
What's up, dog? What's yours, buddy?
All right, for the month of April,
Ooh.
I think the month of April is a Gosa because the Gosas are starting to come out. I love Gosas. You know how I feel about them.
You're a
So
little salty.
I like I like them when they're tart and that, but yeah, they're just a favorite style of mine. I like trying all of them if I can. So, but I just think that April and May are sort of when the Gosas come into play, and then they move through and move out real fast. But that's what I think the month of April is if it were a beer.
Yeah, I'm gonna again. Saison is the right answer in my opinion, but since we're disqualified for April, we can't be rude and take it ourselves, Doug. So I'm going to say actually what I had earlier, which was a good idea, is a wheat ale. I think it's I had the Oberon earlier. I think it's light, refreshing, springish, even though again, we still got snow on the ground here. So I'm wishing spring into existence at this point.
No snow over here.
So with my Oberon usually comes out in April generally. So yeah, let's just go with wheat ale and be cool with that.
Great. It was 80 degrees here today. 80.
Yeah, and it was 45 or some nonsense here.
Yeah,
but
that's ridiculous.
I don't go out, so yeah, I'm a homebody, so it's all good. Like if I have to stay in my house for 8 months out of the year in this crazy state, I'll do it. It's fine. It's fine. I get out during Black Barrel Flow. What's the other thing, Doug? There's one other thing I do, and then the rest I'm at home. I'm hiding.
Oh, yeah, but prior to the pandemic, you were a fucking traveler.
Yeah, now the pandemic ruined all that shit. So anyway, ruined all that shit. So yeah, okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah. Daniel, Daniel said he was in his bathroom. Daniel was in the bathroom. He said for that, right, Doug? Isn't that what?
Yeah, but he said he didn't really feel it. So
not gonna lie, I was in the bathroom.
Just happy.
Okay,
I was shaving.
Was he on the toilet though? Like, what happens if your cheeks are on the toilet and you're like? Wouldn't your cheek shake if you're on the toilet and then?
Oh gosh!
Earthquake?
This is such a man's.
What happens if you're like? What happens if you're literally pinching one out, Doug, and then?
No, the worst would be if the things were shaking and you were standing up to go pee. That would be worse. If you shaked and everything would go all over the place.
True story. I was in Monterey, somewhere, something that started with an M, Monterey Valley in California. They had an earthquake. I was it was in the middle of the night. I was walking from one department to the other, and the floor like rippled. And I was like, did I have a beer before work? Am I drunk?
Maybe you're in the Matrix.
Really hit the walls. And people were like walking by me, and I was like, y'all. And they're like, it's just an earthquake. And I was like, really? You just walk with an earthquake? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, this bitch does not work with an earthquake. Like, I literally thought I was drunk. Like, ripple. It was not.
Nah.
Crack Zach said Moreno Valley. Is that?
Yes, Moreno Valley. Yes. It's so crazy. Oh, I used to drive there from Oceanside in California. It was an hour drive. But holy shit, when they had an earthquake, it was like no joke.
The conversation's going sideways.
Yeah, so let's try to reel it back in here just a little bit, Doug. Actually, let's do this first. So I'm excited for April to talk about who she wants to talk about because I know Doug has a lot of familiarity with this artist. So April, who are you listening to?
So I am listening to Hoser right now. He is so great. So it's funny because I get in stages of like Hoser. Like I get like stages of him. So I saw him the very first time in Boston, Massachusetts, in an intimate theater, and he played, and it was gorgeous. It was like the most beautifulest thing ever. Had a great time. And then I'm also in the middle of listening to like self-help books, like things that like just like inspire me or whatever. But like I always go back to Hoser, and I've been listening to his last album, which has been really good. and she's been great. So
for us who don't, I really don't know. I don't even know if I've ever heard a song. What is his genre?
I don't know what his genre is, but you've heard church. Like
You
he's
heard "Take Me to Church."
Take Me to Church. Like he sings like the acoustic, rustic. Take Me to Church. Like Take Me to Church is his most famous song.
It's
no, it's not rock.
No. It is like sort of an acoustic, like singer-songwriter acoustic stuff, sort of in that vein.
He can sing, like, so he has a lot, like he sung Beyond, like the Destiny's Child, Say My Name, like he sung acoustically. So he sings a lot of acoustics style.
Okay.
He doesn't have a lot of instruments. I remember him on stage, he didn't like have a lot of instruments that he was singing on. Maybe like 2 or 3, and he was just like belting out like in a theater. It was the most heartwarming. Yeah, it was crazy. Who's Hoser Daddy? I want that shirt. If he makes that shirt, I want that shirt.
Doug, I know you have a comment or two about this, right?
Just that my wife and one of our children is going to see him in June.
In Charleston?
No, we're going to see him in June at a basically where Woodstock is, but they have like a center there now, so he's playing there. So we're going to go see him.
Okay, because he's doing one-off tour, so I'm going to see him at High Water or the Revival, High Water / Revival. But my goal is I don't want to buy tickets. I'm hoping to get a beer out there so that I can get for free and then to go see him. So that's
we're paying for tickets. We've already paid for those.
Nice. Yeah, he's great. He's great in concert. He's so personable. Like,
Doug, didn't you go to him before?
No, I have not. I want to say that I know, like my wife and my kid are like, he's just great lyrically. Like his lyrics are great. And I will be honest, as someone who's partially deaf, lyrics about 50% of the time I miss when I'm listening to music. So like for me, melodies and things like that matter a bit more.
Rhythms.
Yes, because I don't need to, like, I don't know. I just miss it because I'm partially deaf.
Well, so, sometimes the music overshadows the you can't hear the words because of the music. You know what I mean, Doug? Well, you already know. You're saying that.
Yeah, but both my wife and my kid said you need to watch videos with captions on so you can understand what he's saying because of how good he is lyrically.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have to do that before the concert just so I can kind of keep up. They're both like, if I hear this song, I'm gonna cry. And I'm like, all right, cool. If that's the experience you have when you're there. Like when I was at Tears for Fears, there was a song they played and I cried during it because I was just really appreciative. It was my favorite song of theirs. And I had one of those moments where, like a couple of years ago, that when shit happened to me, I could very well have not been there to see it. And I just had one of those sort of moments where you realize just how lucky you are to be in that spot at that moment. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, and I check out most of the things that y'all recommend. Doug is gonna laugh at me in the face because there's plenty of things that Doug has recommended that I've never tried. But I'm gonna try Hozier. Yeah, I'm gonna try Hozier.
His new album, like his new album. Don't go back to like way before. Like go to his very newest album. So like Wasteland Baby is where like I think I got people like that never heard of him. Like they like got set on him. And try to listen to it when you're outside.
Okay. Greg doesn't go outside. He just said that.
Yeah. Right. I listened to it when I was driving from San Diego to Carmel by the Sea in California. And my boss was like, this couldn't have been the best place. It was green. It was beautiful. And like, he was just belting out lyrics. So.
Awesome. All right. I don't think Doug has anything he's listening to. If he does, he could chime in after me, which is I'm really excited about this. I'm more excited about it than I thought I was going to be. Would you say, April?
I'm excited. What are you listening to?
I think everybody's excited about this. I think it's the buzz of the land. Oh no. Do you know where I'm going with this, April? You better not. Don't.
I think I know.
Don't do it, April. Don't Don't come for me for
I'm gonna
this.
come for you.
None of y'all. I know. I think Doug knows where I'm going with this. I don't care what y'all say. It's
Oh,
so.
oh,
Oh, here we go. April doing the unpopular opinion alert.
I'm just gonna stick
No!
with that before I even get to so I will comment, and then April, I will let you
Yield the
follow
floor.
up, and we can so Cowboy Carter. I am not a full disclaimer. Doug knows this. I am not a country fan. In fact, I could probably only name one or two country songs. The reason why I've embraced this album and I like a few songs on it is because of the impact that it's having with Black people and Black people who like country. And there's clearly an underrepresentation, or Black people feel that because the way they're acting with this album. Beyonce, in my opinion, is one of our best. She's great. But I think this has cultural impact past the music, and I'm inspired by her, even though I don't really like country music. And I'm inspired that I see all these people on social media dancing and having their little routines, and it's just bringing a whole lot of joy to people. So I wouldn't say it's on full blast, but I would say though I've listened to it a few times and I don't like it. And one little comment to Doug, and he'll be able to respond after April, is Doug always uses the excuse of, quote, I don't like those people, as a reason why he doesn't like country. But I'm not sure why you wouldn't like Beyonce, because she's Black and she's bringing it back, motherfuckers. So, with that being said, April, you can get to your, I'm going to say, disdain of my pick right now.
Okay.
And then Doug can respond to my shot that I took at him. So then you first, April. This is way more contentious than I thought it would be. It's amazing, actually.
Oh
Go
my
on,
gosh.
April.
I cannot, can I just say, I cannot wait to hang out with you guys at Barrel and Flow, because like you guys bring me happiness. But anyways, that's the point. So I knew that you were bringing this up because I was like, I had this feeling deep down in my soul last night when I was working. I was like, Greg is going to bring up Beyonce, and I'm going to listen to this. I'm going to listen to her country artist album. And it is good. Don't get me wrong. It is catchy and things are good. And I do like them. But I'm not a B. I'm not a B. I'm far from a B. I think people can sing way better than Beyonce or whatever. Shoot me if you want. I'll be at Bear and Flow. I'll tell you what booth I'm at when you want to shoot me down. But like, I'm just saying, I just couldn't get into it. Like, I love Jolene. Like, Jolene is like a song that anybody that sings Jolene, like, not anybody, but like most artists that sing Jolene sing it very, very well. They do not like, that is not a song that you hear that is botched. Like, that song sings very well. And Beyonce did a beautiful job of that. She did a beautiful job of like Luther Vandross song. Like, so like my thing with this country album is it's the next best thing. It's kind of like, all right, Black people are tired of R&B music and hip hop. Where can we get into next? Let's get into the next white space. And the next white space is country music, which she is the perfect person to get people into, which I'm not saying, I know this might do flags, but I'm not saying that Black people don't listen to country music, but there are a majority of Black people that don't listen to country music. But her doing country music has brought a lot of Black people into country music. So that has expanded the country music genre. So when you see the CMA Awards, you may see more Black people into that because now they're listening to more country music. They're listening to more of the new country artists or whatever, which I think is great. But for me, I listened to the album once and I was good. I was all set. Like I've watched the TikToks, I've seen them do the dances to her song. Like her songs are catchy, but it is something that I would put on. No, I put on Hoser before I would put on Beyonce any day of the week. Like, I don't listen to Beyonce. Like I really don't. If she comes on over my speakers, she just comes on. It's not because I put her on, it's because she's just on. So like it is what it is. I'm glad that she gave us a space to feel comfortable in, and she's opening that door for Black people to come into a white space. But I don't know if it's enough.
Well, also it needs to be noted that that white space used to be a Black space, so started as a Black
True.
space. So
True.
there's that.
It definitely did.
Also, yeah, also the people that she highlighted that she brought on the album, those people needed to be pushed and acknowledged. And so there's so much good with this album outside of it being about B. Again, I just love the
Post
cultural impact.
Malone on. She bring Post Malone, Dolly Parton,
Miley Cyrus.
Who else did she?
Yeah,
just those three, right?
Malone, Miley Cyrus. And the list of Black people. There's a bunch of Black people on a couple songs.
Yeah,
and then
I think
she
that's
mixed
great.
contemporary. She did the whole Dolly Parton thing. Yeah. It's just I don't know.
I think
People are describing it to the Beatles' White Album, just like legendary albums, and I really think it actually might at the end of the day be. I know Doug doesn't like Beatles, but whether you like the Beatles or not, the White Album is quintessential and it's legendary. Whether Doug,
I think that's amazing. I think that's amazing that she could do something like that.
Yeah. So let's let Doug respond to the shot that I took at him.
Well, first of all, my issue with country music is if it has a twang in it and it's not like blues or something like that, there's this particular twang to country music that I just don't like. Doesn't, it's not appealing to me. And you said like I don't like the people that's not true. There's a lot of folks that listen to country music who I'm not people I would hang out with for sure, but that's not every one of them.
No.
So yeah.
No. I actually think your comment was directed more towards cowboy hats and boots and shit. Remember that conversation?
Yeah.
Yes, that's what it was. I'm sorry, I morphed that shit. But anyway, shout out to Beyonce. Again, I've never been the hugest Beyonce fan. And B people go after April, not me, by the way. Actually, buy April's beer, then go after.
Yeah, and
use by the way,
Patty Porter as a shield for April's beer.
I love Beyonce. I always say that the Destiny's Child is better than Beyonce. I've always loved Destiny's Child when she was young, and with her girls. That shit was my anthems growing up. A lot of that, Survivor, and all those things. So to me, Destiny's Child greater than Beyonce, but it's hard to deny Beyonce's reach at this point with that. And lastly, I hope that she does a rock album next. That's another Black started genre that white people have, for lack of a better word, taken over. There's a level of Black people, in my opinion, getting bored with shit and saying, fuck it, we don't want it anyway. So and that's what I think happened with country and rock. It's like, fuck it, we started this shit, we're good. We're gonna go somewhere else. We're gonna go start hip hop, or we're gonna go start disco, or we're gonna start funk, and all the different things that we've as collective as a people have started. So fuck it, we're gonna go do something else. That's what we do. We get, hey, I have this, ask Doug, like I'm always trying to change everything on this. There's nothing that ever stays the same on this stream except for Doug and I wanted to kill Doug a while ago. It just never happened. I wanted to. I've tried. Hell, we've even tried to change the name this year. And Doug and I decided not to. So like I'm in for change, and I know Black people are in for change. And we're like, fuck it, we just want to. But honestly, just wanted to do something. She steps in the country and now she's dominating. It's the #1 album of the year. It's the #1 everything. And these racist motherfuckers are gonna have to let her into country places that normally they didn't want. They didn't want to let her in for that first song, and now they have to because the album is so good. And the people. And how do you deny Dolly? How do you deny Miley Cyrus, y'all? You can't. So Beyonce had this wonderful mix of how she did it. She literally did it. Again, her and her husband, again, I'm not the hugest Jay-Z fan, but if her and her husband behind all this whole thing was genius, whether you like the music or not. That's just my opinion. So with that being said, I talked a whole lot of you might have missed it last week. I talked a lot about Beyonce too. I'm just really, really into the cultural impact. And it just again, how many people, like how much joy, April, that people are showing. And I'm surprised to see all the TikToks, like you said, and all the, I mean, it's not just TikTok, it's on Facebook, it's on Twitter, all these people dancing, these young kids out here, like in their, in their get-ups. And I'm just like, damn, I didn't think that Black people would accept this album as much as they are. Not only accepting it, they're pushing it.
I think
it's really great.
I honestly, Greg, I think it's because we're in a space where like we are trying to morph into spaces that we don't belong into. And we're trying to say we belong everywhere. Right. Just like, no offense, Doug, like you white people, we belong everywhere. We belong everywhere.
Right.
Like country music, whatever. Like you can go back to Ray Charles, you can go back to BB King, you can go back to all those people. Like we belong. And she is setting the precedent for us.
Right.
She is setting the doors, which is what I see. So that is the reason why I listen to the music too, is because I'm like, she's setting the doors up for me. She's not opening the doors, but she's setting these doors in front of me. And I am the person to choose what door do I get to walk into.
Yep.
And that is powerful. That is super powerful.
And yes, April. And a lot of times people have to remember that we literally built this bitch. We built this bitch. Okay. It wasn't something that we chose to do as people because of the slavery shit, but we built this bitch, y'all. So no, don't do that. Doug, but we're gonna let Doug do this right now. What's up, Doug?
Go, Doug. Go, Doug.
Yeah. All right. So I am listening to something, but it's not music. It's an audiobook. I have read the Dark Tower series by Stephen King 5 or 6 times, but read them. I've never listened to them via audiobook.
Are they scary?
Parts of it are, yeah.
So I can't drive and listen to it?
You could listen to it. I'm just saying there's lots of sort of magical and fantasy elements to it. It's what Stephen King always dubbed it his version of Lord of the Rings. Like that was his fantasy take. It's not straight horror. There is some horror stuff in it, but it's largely fantasy. And it's, to me, it's his best work. So I got through the first book. The first book is, what's interesting is the first book, The Gunslinger, has one of the best opening lines of a book ever, and it's always quoted as one of the best lines. And the line is, "The man in black fled across the desert, and the gunslinger followed." And that's how his series starts. And it's Stephen King. He writes shit like, just sometimes I'm just wondering how the fuck he writes stuff like that. But the Gunslinger is a good book. This book here, The Drawing of the Tree, is where the entire series just takes off. So I'm looking forward to finishing this out and going through the rest of them. But like, it's the first time I've ever listened to them, because I always read them, and I wanted to see if it felt different listening to them. I always get certain emotions out of reading it. I just want to see if the emotions are the same hearing it as opposed to reading it. So yeah.
I feel you on that, because like I have read a book called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
Mark Manson.
Yes.
I love that book.
So I read that book about 2 years ago, and now I'm listening to it. Mm-hmm. So I'm on this, like, we can get into this later. We don't have to get into this now, but like I'm in this whole
We're here.
I'm in this whole like I've lost a lot of weight. So I've lost 75 pounds just by this working out on E2M. And like I am at a point in my life where I have decided that like I need to find things that make me happy and that help me move forward. And self-help books have always helped me with that. So I listened to Speak by Tunde from Peloton because I would take her classes all the time. And I listened to Believe It by Jamie Lee. I can't think of her last name, but Jamie Lee something. Listen to that. But my friend was like, why don't you listen to the book? Why don't you read the book, Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck? I'm like, I've read that book. I've read all like You're a Badass, like whatever, Subtle Art, Not Giving a Fuck. Like but I'm listening to it now, and it's hitting me differently than when I read it
Mm.
like 2 years ago. And it's been a great experience because like that is all in the journey of like learning and like changing. And like for me, I'm very cognizant on like becoming mentally clear and mentally stable. And I think that's really important in this day and age because like there's so much shit going on in this world. So much shit. And us in the beer world, we easily can do 4 or 5 beers and still be sober. But like, what is your conversation at 4 or 5 beers? Is your conversation the same? Like for me, it's not. So
Mhm.
for me, it was like, I need to be more mentally clear. So I need to go into conversations being like, all right, I drank 2 beers. I'm still mentally sober and I can still have a conversation with you. So like it's very eye-opening listening to those books and doing all those kind of things. So like I'm listening to Hoser, but I'm also listening to Mark Manson yell at me like fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a good
Good
book.
times. Good times. Let's wrap up some of these comments before we move on, or if we do. Doug was getting a news alert on his phone that black people came for country.
That was that ding we were hearing in the back, but yeah.
So that's all great, but I'll still be listening to Destiny's Child and Old School Beyonce for now. And that's
I don't
fine.
blame them.
That's great. That's great. And that's wonderful. But I don't know who this is, Doug. Do you know who this is?
That's Leah.
Oh, that's cool. What's up,
Yeah.
Leah? Hopefully we see you. Are you going back to Barrel and Flow this year, Leah?
Hopefully everyone's coming back to Barrel and Flow. I had
Right.
a great time at Barrel and Flow.
It's fun.
I mean, it is great. But I was just gonna say, what's the first Beyonce? What was that first song that Beyonce came out with, the country song? I may have said this last week. My parts of my family says that that sounds, Doug, like Sandy Cheeks from SpongeBob. Fucking haters. What are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do with them? Yes. Oh, Leah's gonna be back. Was Leah there last year?
Yep.
I didn't.
Yes.
I saw Leah once or twice. Then we hung out pretty tight the one before.
Yeah.
Last year, I don't think I saw Leah that much.
Yeah, I think I saw them closer to the end. So yeah.
I have a question.
Excellent. Yes.
So why are you guys not going to Craft Beer Con, the one in Vegas? Was that how you say it? Craft Beer Con? Craft it? No, not Craft Action. That's in June. That's in June in Atlanta. But Craft Beer Con. The big one.
Really just availability for me.
Okay.
Doug's not. Well, Doug can answer for himself, of course. I'll be back. I'm gonna get my third.
Yeah, I'm going to say because of money, because I have 4 kids and one's in college and one just moved back in with me with his boyfriend. So my wallet is weeping at the moment.
Hey, I don't blame you. So I'm only going because I saw how expensive it was because like one of the presenters is presenting, like one of my friends is presenting.
Oh, that's cool.
The Thrive workshop. I need to pay extra $550 for that. And I'm like, I'm already paying, like, granted, I got it through the Brewers Association, like, because I did the Brewers mentorship program.
Right.
And I'm going and I'm staying at the Venetian, which is beautiful and great, but like I have to pay extra $500 to go to one conference. And I'm like, it's only on Sunday. Like, why am I paying $550 to go on Sunday? Like, that's just not worth it for me. So I'm just gonna ask her what she had to say afterwards.
Okay. Oh, hey, that's how it works. That's cool.
Yeah.
So while Greg's still sorting out his third, I have my third.
Okay.
All right. So this is a series called 7 Deadly Sins. So this is basically
sounds cool.
They put out
Sounds
7.
Cool.
They put out 7 different versions of their Imperial Stout. So this is from Imprint Brewing, Imprint Beer, which is out of Hatfield, PA. not exactly sure where Hatfield is. But this is their sloth, since that's one of the 7 deadly sins. And it is, let's see, short stack imperial stout with walnuts, Thai bananas, maple syrup, and a touch of cinnamon. So, yeah, they put out 7 of those particular stouts, and each variant is a different mix of ingredients. So,
Okay. Does it smell good?
smells awesome, but you could smell all the adjuncts, like right up in your nose.
It looks dark.
Here we go.
Ooh. Doug, it's
Darkest
too
beer.
early to be drinking that dark stuff.
Oh, this is the last beer I'm having, so it's not too early. It's 10 o'clock. So, because I will not be having anything after this, because this is 12%. So this is.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you better not have anything else.
Mhm.
Oh, that make me chunk. Okay.
Mhm. Mhm.
Oh, Greg.
The look on Doug's face is not good.
I'm trying to make sense of it. It is. So it's almost tastes like, because of the maple syrup, it tastes a lot like a pancake stout, because it called a short stack imperial stout with walnuts, maple syrup. It said Thai bananas. I get no banana flavor, and I get some cinnamon. So, but it is very sweet.
Ooh.
So
It sounds horrible.
yeah, it's so if it's something where you like sweet stouts or like those pastry stouts or something like that, maybe up your alley.
We did a banana pudding sour. It was sweet, but it wasn't. I don't think it's going to be as sweet as yours. But it was good. We put actual banana pudding in it, and vanilla wafers, and like pudding and all that stuff. I don't have any to give you, but it sold out like hotcakes. I didn't think people were going to like it.
I'm a huge banana
pudding.
I love banana pudding. So if it said banana pudding,
I hate it.
I just made that for dessert for my house. I made a whole bunch of banana pudding.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I did. I love banana pudding.
So I asked the brewery, I was like, I'm going to Barrel and Flow in August. I'm like, do you think we can do it again? And they're like, maybe. And I was like, literally, y'all, if we can do this before August, this will put you on the map. Because I mean, like, literally, we put it out. I'm not even joking you. In January, it was sold out by February. And we put like real banana pudding. Like I can send you pictures of the banana pudding, us eating the banana pudding, the like promos, and it was gone in a month. And
so
it was nuts. I was like, I've never had a beer sell out that fast. And they were like, we haven't either. And I was like, and they are a sour brewery. They're like, we've never had beer sell out this fast. And I was like,
awesome. And then you said, can we do it again? Like, maybe. What do you fucking mean, maybe? Like, I just helped you sell out a beer in a month. What do you mean, maybe?
I know. Breweries are so funny. They
Yeah.
Oh, that's a whole another conversation. Like, we could have a conversation on that. Like, how breweries are so funny nowadays.
Yeah.
We don't want to get you in trouble or close any opportunities for you. So we'll hit the end stream button, and then I'm gonna go off. But we can.
Yeah. I think both of you have another beer. So who goes first? Pick.
April, of course.
Okay, so I'm gonna go. Do not judge me.
Oh, here we go. Do not judge me,
podcast people.
Let's put her in the big. Let's put her in the big
window.
Do not judge.
Coming here.
Okay, are you guys ready?
Here we go.
I'm ready.
But I'm gonna drink a Coors Banquet.
Because
I have to get up early tomorrow morning, and I cannot drink another craft beer. And 2, I don't have any other craft beer. Like I don't have any other craft beer in my house. So we're gonna drink Coors Banquet. This is what we're going to be drinking for the rest of the night. Do not judge me. Do not judge me.
Is that
Let's
your
get tasty notes.
is that your like mainstream beer that you go to?
Yes. So I have driven to 6 gas stations, 2 grocery stores to find Coors Banquet.
That's dedication.
That is dedication.
6 gas stations. I've gone into their freezer and been like, "Where's the Coors Banquet? There's no Coors Banquet. Okay, gotta go. Coors Banquet. No Coors Banquet."
Hey,
Okay.
they had lots of Coors Light though.
Obviously, all horribly Coors Light. And I was like, no, I don't want that. I want Coors Banquet. Food Lion here in Charleston, South Carolina is the only one that holds Coors Banquet. And this is it in the glass. I'm drinking it right now.
All right. Good times.
I have to leave early tomorrow. I only had 3 hours of sleep. Did you try tapping the Rockies to get it out? Wait, I don't get it.
Coors, they're always like tap the Rocky Mountain
But
water.
there's no Rockies on Coors Banquet.
What are they doing? The fuck? Right. So Doug's gonna be jealous about my beer. So Doug, you know what that means. You know what brewery it is.
Yeah, I do. Does it begin with a V?
No.
I was thinking Venture.
Okay. Try one more time. You got it then. So Doug's really going to be jealous because not only is this Giant Jones, this is the only barrel-aged beer that Giant Jones has ever produced, Doug.
What?
You knew that? Yeah, Jessica refused to do barrel-aged beers for 4 fucking years. And now she decided to do she put a strong ale into, I believe, bourbon barrel. And Doug, 11%. It's just wonderfully balanced. You know, with these barrel aged April, that they could be too boozy. They could be a whole ass.
Yeah,
they could be like a whole ass, like you're drinking a whole ass glass of bourbon. This is subtle. You can taste the barrel, but you can also understand that there's still a strong ale in here. And you get more strong ale than you get. The barrel is at the end. It's a nice touch, but it's not in your face. It's not up front at all. It's Scotch ale, a little bit of bourbon out. If that makes sense. You know what I mean? Scotch ale, a little bit of bourbon out. I don't even think when I take the normal sip, I'm even getting the bourbon. I get it a little bit out, and it's not a burn at all. It's a really nice, subtle
note. I would expect nothing less from Jessica Jones.
At the end, Doug. Right. And it's just such a nice little, subtle little, hey, there's bourbon in here. But no, again, it's more of a strong ale. 11%, Doug. Yeah, I'm done for the night, especially after I got rid of that soda. So I didn't finish that soda. It was too much sugar. This is a lot of sugar too. But yeah. So
yeah, but beer's a different type of sugar. That's what I tell myself.
True. Yeah, I didn't share it. I think that's Leah. Sorry.
Yeah, it is Leah.
Yeah. So well, Leah, what happens is though, Doug and I do this big exchange at Bar and Flow where we give each other like literally cases of beer.
Yes.
So Doug will get his share of Giant Jones, and so will you, April, if you want some.
No, I'm coming. So I haven't decided where I'm staying for Barrel and Flow, and it may be your house. I don't know if you guys know that yet, but I don't know.
Oh, I will alert the authorities.
Yeah, I'll alert the authorities. So there may be a third woman. There may be a second woman coming over.
I'll alert the authorities. I didn't know that there was a need, but you were at our place, and we had a good time for the little that you were there. Yeah, it's funny too because I say to my family, I'm like, April was the guest tonight, and they're like, who? And I'm like, April, you met her, and they're like, oh, that's cool. So,
yeah,
so everybody kind of forgets that we met.
The girls are still working it out, but like if I don't have anything, I'm crashing at your place because I'm not staying at the hotel.
All right. Yeah. What did Zach say?
You know, so the dirty together.
Spoiler
Oh, is he
alert.
saying I'm
That's the
cute?
authorities.
Is he saying I'm cute?
Spoiler
Yeah,
alert.
I'm like,
Those are the authorities.
oh.
Good
Hey, Zach.
times. Good times. Good times. Hearing that we're all going to Barrel Flow makes me want a dog, of course. Mm, mm. Love it. I don't put- I don't put- So we'll do this now. I'm actually very intrigued about both of your selections, but we'll always go with our guests first.
Yep.
Because this shit looks really interesting. It looks right up my alley, Doug, and I
Yes,
can't
it
wait
does.
for it. Does. It looks right up my alley. The April,
Okay.
what are you watching?
So I'm watching. So my roommate got me on this because, like, I'm a single woman. I don't have any kids. I don't have a husband. I don't have a dog. I don't have anything. But I have roommates because I was like, I'm lonely and I need roommates. So my roommate got me on Summer House, Martha's Vineyard. And like I used to live in Boston. So I lived in Boston. I visited Martha's Vineyard. And what this show has given me is that I didn't know there's so much Black history in Martha's Vineyard. I had no idea. And there's so much Black history in Martha's Vineyard. But these group of people are young entrepreneurs. Some of them are Playboy bunnies from Hugh Hefner's days, I guess, or whatever. Don't judge them, but whatever. But it's super good. A lot of them are entrepreneurs. They're doing their own things. And it's a really great show, and I really enjoy it. I watch this. This comes out every Sunday. So if you're not watching, you can binge watch the first season. The second season is on, and it comes out every Sunday. And then in between that, I watch The Valley or The Real Housewives of New Jersey old season. So I don't really watch too much.
Wait. Are these people dating?
Okay, so
Here
none
comes
of
the
them.
tea.
Okay, so there's one couple that's on the series. I don't think they're okay. So on this photo, the husband and couple, the couple is not on this because the husband is in Iraq serving. So they're all single people. But there is one that is not like single, but everybody else is single. There's this girl named Summer who is like free and boasty wise. There's this other girl, I can't think of her name, who shows her boobies all the time. It's really cool. There's this guy named Amir who thinks he's really cute. He's like probably like a Kappa of some sort. He like thinks he's cute, and he has like a girlfriend who would chop up his penis if he like messes with somebody. Like it's a whole thing. Like it's like sorority. There's this gay guy who's from like DC who is on like Summer, like Martha's Vineyard, and also on Housewives of Potomac. Like it's like a great thing. Like it's great. It's like a great like just relax your mind.
Mindless.
It's totally mindless. Like I literally be cooking and just watching it. Like I don't give it any of my energy. I give more Housewives in New Jersey, the old season, my energy than I do this my energy.
Okay.
That sounds like your kind of jam there, Greg.
It does.
Greg, you gotta watch it so we can talk about it when we come to Barrel and Flow.
I know that Doug uses that as a backhanded compliment, but that's fine. Anyway, I'm gonna use this to get in before Doug does. So because I don't know if April likes what Doug is going to talk about, but we'll see. Right. So I'm watching Doug, a favorite of Doug's actually. I'm still watching Alone, Doug, season 10. I don't know. It doesn't have the
Is that
zest,
on Apple
Doug.
TV?
That's on History Channel app, and it's free.
Yeah.
And you know you can just get that on like Roku or any, just download History Channel. You don't even have to. I don't have History Channel on any of my 600 cable networks, so I have to wait for it to come out, and then there's commercials and all that. But you know the premise of Alone, right, April?
No, I've never heard of it.
That's great.
So Alone is they literally airdrop 10 people. Yeah, they airdrop 10 people into the wilderness, and they give them only a few things, and they got to survive
In real
until
life,
whenever.
like
Yeah.
reality TV.
hmm hmm And the longest person that doesn't tap out wins.
And they
No,
So,
like
win.
in like real life, like
Yeah.
so like my forest behind my house, they dropped 10 people in forest, 10 like real people.
mhm,
Yeah.
mhm. But this year was in the outback of Canada. So winter's coming in. It's insane.
And they're by
It really is.
themselves. They don't have camera people there. They film themselves.
Right.
So they don't have
Mhm,
anybody to talk to. They're all by themselves and they have to survive.
And this
mhm,
is on what? History Channel?
mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna watch this.
It is really, really riveting. Like watching certain people's like mentality sort of just
Yeah, I can only
like
imagine.
they're like,
Mhm.
I miss my partner, like I miss my kid. Like they're out there doing this stuff. Like the one season, I don't know if it was this 10th season, Greg. There was one guy who went out there and he did it, and all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, my chest, my chest," and I was like, "What the fuck's wrong with him?" And he had had a heart attack, and he decided not on the show. He had it
Oh,
before, and then he decided, "I want to go test myself in the wilderness." I'm like, "Are you absolutely insane, dude? Like, what are you doing?" Like, I just
I'm
I'm
gonna
like,
watch this.
that guy's an idiot. That's all I can say to Jill. She was like,
Okay,
"Yes, he is an idiot."
so the History
Well,
Channel, and I
uh,
can watch it on anything.
yeah. Actually, April, what you need to do is you need to Google Alone, because there's a couple seasons that are maybe on Amazon Prime or Netflix too. So
Okay.
this is just the 10th season, which is the last season. But this season, Doug, really quickly though, it doesn't have the zest as other ones. I'm still looking at it. But it's still, there's something weird about it, Doug. I don't know if you've seen it, but when you do, I want you to talk to me about it, and we'll do it. But yeah, April, Google Alone TV series, and then I think you might be able to find like season 1 and 2 somewhere else. But ultimately, it's all on the History Channel because that's who does it. So, yeah. And then Zach said that he loves how happy I am in that picture. Um, the origin of that will leave. Well, obviously, it's from Brothers and Booze, but
Yeah.
someone made that for me, and now I use it. So anyway, good times is Alone though. Alone is good times. April, Doug and I both love it. It's something that we love, and it's brainless. You just watching them do different things, and it goes between each one and all that. So, and then the reason that they tap always is it's always for mental. It's rarely, sometimes people get tapped for physical, but it's always for mental. Like Doug says, it's always, damn, I miss my family. My family needs me. My wife needs me. Like it feels like they get these callings out in the world, and people are like literally talking to them. And there's been times, Doug, where that has happened, where like they have tapped out, and then like something was literally going on with their family, and they were able to go back because they've talked about that in some of the reunion shows. So yeah, it's really weird how that all works. But Doug, is this weird? And how does this work? What you're watching?
Um, okay, so I don't see it up there. So let me try to pull it up.
No, I got it.
Oh, okay.
I'm just waiting for you.
Oh, okay. So what I am watching is something called, well, I watched Late Night with the Devil. Hold on.
Yeah. Late Night with the Devil. It's interesting.
Sorry, I had to sneeze there. Didn't think I wanted to do that in the mic for you folks. So basically, this is a movie, and it is set where the guy that's in the thing is the host of a 1970s late night talk show, and how he decides on Halloween night to do this like show that's based to creep everybody out. And what happens is like he brings on some people and all this weird shit happens. Um, yeah, I don't want to ruin it, but hold on. All right, sneezes, you can stop anytime now.
Mm-hmm.
But it is like this sort of really great sort of fever dream sort of horror movie. And yes, it's scary and yes, it's gory, but it's got sort of the beginning of it's like a very slow burn, and then it just like takes off and like you gripping your fucking armrest for the rest of the movie. So yeah, if you like horror movies, highly recommend this. This is just really, really good. And I believe it was made by A24, which is the only movie studio that makes scary movies anymore. But yeah.
Wow. April will be right back. Wow. Okay, Doug. So it's creepy. So yeah, Doug.
Thanks.
Someone told him to make it viral. Viral.
Viral.
Wait.
Yeah.
So that's yak urine.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
I mean,
it's not Scotch. It's yak urine. Yeah.
our trolls are grade A here, Doug, because they even comment on our little pictures here. Like,
Yeah.
it's just great. It's just great. Yeah, Doug. So it's cool. When April gets back, we'll jump in. Actually, we could start this if you want while she's around. While she's not around, she can just jump in immediately. But Doug, what song makes you feel? What song feels like torture in your ears? Because we were talking about Hosier and all that. So April's back. April, the question is, we've moved on. Question is, what song feels like torture to your ears?
Oh,
I don't even have to think about this one.
I don't even know.
Is it new, Doug? Is it something newish?
Nope, it's old as shit.
Okay, what is it? Since you're jumping off the mic for
it's a stupid Grease Lightning song from the movie Grease. I fucking hate that movie. I fucking hate the music from that movie. I fucking hate it. I fucking hate it so much. I hear that and I just get instantly angry. I'm like, "Grr." So yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Sorry. For those of you who like it, please enjoy liking it. I just will not enjoy it around you. I'll be away.
Wow. Okay.
I told you I didn't even have to think about that one. That was just as soon as you said that, I was like, I know exactly what I'm saying.
Oh, that's a good one. Achy, breaky heart.
It's horrible. April, you and Doug, you're allowed to name more than one. It said song, but stop. Oh. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a good one. The only one that come to mind is like Nicki Minaj. Like Nicki Minaj, like
which one? Or all of them?
No, I feel like all of them just like get underneath my skin. I'm just like, oh, like it's like beetles crawling underneath my skin when she sings.
Is it the music? Because she does a lot of samples.
I think because she does a lot of samples.
Mm-hmm. That's what my youngest says.
I can't tell you which one, but like it's just like when she sings, I'm just like, oh, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Well, I can name singular songs like there's this new song, y'all probably haven't heard it, the new Camila Cabella song with somebody. It's horrible. There's some horrible ass songs.
The water song gets me. Is that the water song?
Okay. I'm gonna follow April and just name an artist that every single one of his songs, in my opinion, sucks besides like two. Okay. And I don't care if y'all come at me because there's a lot of people who like this dude, but fuck Drake. Fuck him. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Look
at the anger coming up.
Look. I'm getting her back for the Beyonce before. I'm getting you back.
Whoa, wait, we have to have a conversation. I feel like this should go on pause. Like I feel like this whole podcast should go on pause right now. We should have a conversation.
I'm Team Greg on this.
For Aubrey, stop it. Don't do that. Drake, listen, Drake is good when he jumps on songs. Drake is horrifyingly bad when it's just his song. That's just my opinion. Sorry. I can't do it. Start it from the bottom. Yeah. Oh, we did it last week too. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm so glad I wasn't here because I would have like lost my shit on you, Greg.
I'm being okay. So, can you name me a good Drake song? Can we start there?
Okay.
And you can't mention anything about his penis because we all saw that.
I need to get in my Apple Music. Hold on, wait. Let me get my Apple Music.
That penis was interesting. I'll tell you that.
Penis? What?
You didn't hear about the whole Drake? He showed his whole wang on fucking
it's
Twitter.
all over the internet. Google that shit.
That's perfectly fine.
I mean,
we all have them. I'm an like I see penises all the time.
You're a nerd.
Not Drake's.
What? It doesn't matter. Okay.
Look at you
let's see.
Googling that right now, by the way.
Okay. I'm Googling. Over my dead body.
Yeah.
Over my dead body. Headlines. Marvin's Room. Underground Kings. The Practice. I'm doing like all his old shit. I'm not doing any of his new shit. I'm doing like all his old shit. And you're telling me that like, he's not good? Are you telling me this?
No, I'm actually saying he sucks.
Also, can I just say I know none of
Okay,
those songs.
let me look
I know
right
none
now.
of those songs.
I'm gonna look right now. Where are you guys located?
Do the
Where are you guys located? I'm gonna get a flight right now, and I'm gonna
Okay.
come kick Greg's ass.
Even with the shirt on? I'm
Even
getting
with the
nothing
shirt,
for
I'm gonna
the
come
shirt.
kick your ass.
I get nothing for the shirt.
We are going
Well-
to listen to Drake the whole time.
No, we're not. Actually. We're not doing it. We're not fucking doing it.
He has
Talking to
great music. I mean, you're talking about like his underground is not good either. Oh, Greg! I don't know what to do with you. Duh.
And this is the same.
Duh.
This is the same
You're
woman's
correct.
like, I don't even like Beyonce. How do you not like Beyonce? Let's get back
Because
to that.
Beyonce's
And then you wanna
overrated.
s-
Like Mariah
And
Carey.
you want to
Whitney
sit here and
Houston,
push
Celine
Drake?
Dion.
You want to sit here and push Drake after you slam Beyonce? No,
Yes.
I'm not having it. No.
Are you serious right now? Are you serious right now?
No.
Oh, we're having a
Not gonna
war.
happen.
Great. Doug, like, help
No,
us
it's
out.
not. No,
I'm not helping you out. I don't like Drake either, but I will tell you, I know none of the names of his songs. I just know I don't like how he sounds.
See,
Now, this is the
right.
thing. Who the fuck gives a
So-
shit what I think about Drake?
I-
The guy's got millions of dollars. Good for him.
Okay, so you
I literally.
you're literally saying Beyonce is better than Drake.
Yes. That's a definitive yes.
The fact that you have to answer this, you're asking this,
Nuts!
So-
That's
Listen.
nuts!
folks. This is another instance where a business is not listening to its constituents. You have two loyal people here trying to tell her things and be constructive. She's not fucking listening, and it's tragic. It really is. Just saying.
Okay, wait. Okay, so you don't like anything about Drake? You don't like anything?
There's a few songs. 3.
But you didn't like Beyonce's whole cowboy album. You sound like you don't even like Beyonce all the way.
I like her more
But
than
you
Drake.
like Beyonce more than Drake.
Oh, for sure. Listen, the whole Destiny's Child shit is way better than Drake has ever even contemplating.
Okay, I can give you that. I can give you that.
And this whole
But we're not talking about Destiny Child. We're talking about Beyonce.
Look, I'm shutting this conversation down.
No, we're not shutting
Because-
this conversation down because
Yes, we are.
I'm in a Coors beer and I just popped a Coors beer.
Maybe you need a bourbon barrel or something.
I will go get bourbon. I'll go get Uncle Nearest whiskey in just a minute, and we will
I just
be
can't
talking.
with you. I can't with you, April. I
Yes,
just
you can.
can't.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Let's just like get to like a mediocre place. Okay, so you're saying Drake is horrible, but Beyonce is better than Drake. So who's in between Beyonce and Drake? Because you said you don't like Beyonce all the way.
John
I
Denver.
don't.
You don't like Drake at all.
Mhm.
So
I don't.
who's in between?
John Denver. I'm sorry.
Who's that? Who's
Sorry.
John Denver?
Court Flood Drake.
Yes, Zach. Can you give me a shirt that says that? Because I would love that.
No.
Greg, answer my question. So if Drake is down here, no.
No.
If Drake is down here
Mhm.
and Beyonce's up here, who's in between?
So many.
Machine Gun Kelly. I don't even know his song.
He's horrible.
You don't need to know them; they're bad.
You don't. I'm gonna say something. You're gonna argue with that, but Travis Scott.
I like Travis Scott.
He's better than Drake. See? What about The Weeknd? I don't even like The Weeknd.
Okay,
he's better than Drake.
I could do The Weeknd better than Drake, but I could do Travis Scott better than Drake. I could do Travis Scott. Okay, so we're somewhere. We're getting somewhere.
You're not going to convince him that Drake is worthwhile to him. I'm just warning you.
But why don't you like Drake though?
Because he's horrible. He's just.
But what is he horrible at?
Singing.
Well, I want to ask a question.
He does have two different voices. He has a songwriter voice and a speaking voice, and like
who's
Mr. Ghostwriter is a songwriter?
Have you not listened to him in the Chris Brown music video where like him and Chris Brown? He like
fuck Chris Brown.
Chris Brown.
Yes.
What are we gonna do with her?
We like Chris Brown.
Fuck are we gonna do with her?
I don't like Chris Brown.
What?
Just because of what he did to Rihanna. It has nothing to do with what he did.
Rihanna beat him up too. Oh, okay. We're not gonna go there. Okay,
let's not go there because that's a whole fucking can of worms.
But I'm just saying. But if you watch the video, if you watch the video, if you watch the video, oh my gosh, if you watch the video, Drake is talking in one voice and he's singing in another. So he has like two voices.
All right. Can I ask a question here about who has the worst singing voice as a rapper, Drake or Ja Rule?
Drake.
Ja Rule's singing voice is fucking atrocious.
I love Ja Rule.
I like Ja Rule as a rapper, but when he sings, when he sings,
April, we need divine intervention over here, Doug, or something.
Yeah, that's all right.
He said Chris Brown.
We talked about Chris Brown. Okay.
Chris Brown is a horrible singer, but he is
horrible singer. Absolutely not. Horrifying. Absolutely not.
Horrifying.
Not a horrible singer.
But
horrible person.
Horrifying.
Possibly.
But let me get the butt out. He's easily one of the best dancers on the planet. Period. End. There's no question. Chris Brown is an amazing dancer.
He's not the worst singer. He's an Usher singer.
Horrible dancer. He's a great dancer. He's all right, April. I can't. April.
Him and Jason Derulo.
Okay, we're gonna have Jason Derulo is even worse.
No, I'm saying he's a good dancer. I didn't say shit about how he sang. I don't give a shit how he sings. I think he's a good dancer. Although I will say the best dancers for like a mainstream act were the Black Eyed Peas because those guys were actually dancers before they sang.
True.
They can fucking boogie.
Doug. 100% Doug right now.
April.
He's like super dope.
April, all I got for you is.
Come on, man.
Look at that April face.
I thought we were friends.
Oh, we are.
Friends.
What's not friendly disagreement among friends?
April,
it's all fake news. It's phony stuff. It didn't happen.
You put the Trump on me? Is that Donald Trump?
Oh no!
I'm gonna kill you.
That might be a bridge too far.
And just cut your ears off. I'm gonna cut your ears off.
Who knew this was gonna touch off so much debate? I'm like red-faced over here because I'm laughing so hard.
We like to troll.
I fucking love you guys, but I'm gonna cut Greg's ears off. First. The first thing I'm gonna do.
How's he gonna wear his glasses then? He can't do that.
Nope.
So, I actually thought the food shaming part was gonna get that bad, but I just didn't know how bad April's taste in music is. Wow. Oof.
Right.
Wow. I'm almost offended. Like
Greg. I will
like,
Greg.
Doug, what is Fred Sanford?
I'm coming to meet you.
I'm coming to see you. Doug will give me your address, and I will come find you.
If you bring beer, then I'll give you his address.
I'll bring beer. I'll bring all beer.
Oh, look, I just went. Look at that. We're even getting comments that there's not even a comment.
It's like a blank. Oh, that was Leah's. She did like a laughing emoji that didn't show up.
So, April, can we agree on this one?
Childish Gambino. I'm with that.
I love him.
All right, then we agree.
Yay.
Let's
get out of here before we. I mean,
this is like
April is my sister.
I mean, we are.
Sister,
I mean, this is like my big brother I never had.
Yes, April's my sister. So whoever said that nailed it for sure.
Yeah, it was Leah.
So we're going to move on and argue about Catch Us at Barrel and Flow because we're going to be arguing about this. I can guarantee it.
No,
guarantee it.
And talk about. So I have a question.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much are we? Are we almost done? Are we almost done or no?
Yeah,
can be.
Okay, I just want to talk about the community real quick.
Yes.
Real quick.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So the community has changed its endeavors. So we are like when you knew the community was like someone that was like trying to get like people to do collabs with Black people. But we have changed that that talk. So now we are trying to be DEI consultants. So we have basically tried to get into the breweries. So our goal now is to so we have done the collab part, and our part is that what we've seen is that breweries expect Black people to come in even after the after the
collab
process. And that's not what happens. If you don't do DEI process, why should I come in? I don't feel safe coming in you just because you did a Black beer. What's to talk about? So now we have decided to venture into that space. So now we are a DEI consultant, and the community is doing collab beers, but we're also doing DEI consulting. And that is really big for me because that's something I've never done before. I'm basically going off of my own experiences. What do breweries want to see? What do Black people want in these spaces to feel welcomed? And they want to see their own people in that. So that's from, paint and sips. That's from cooking classes. That's from music. That's from a lot of different things. That's what we want to see. So if you know anybody that is in the DEI space that has done these things, please reach out to me. Please reach out to the community because we are trying to grow and be bigger. And that's what we're focused on. We still want to do collab beers and we still have ideas and we still want to get our beers out there. Because we have a lot of great experiences. This weekend, me and my friend are brewing a lot of different beers for the Barrel and Flow, which I'll leave to be expressed at another time. But the community is focused on bringing DEI into the community. So yeah, I just wanted to say that.
Doug, follow up, please. You hit this one. Obviously, I have things to say, but I want you to hit this one, Doug, because you are in this area for sure.
Yeah, I where I work is I am the co-lead of the Global Pride Committee, so I am all in the DE&I space for work.
You are.
Yeah. So the thing is, my work is not in the beer community. So now we do have a company, we call in corporate spaces called EBGs, employee belonging groups. So it just groups people that are like-minded that want to do things. There is one called BANG, which is for people of color within our grouping. I could absolutely talk to them about if there's something that they could utilize you to talk about. And if it's something that they can, then it's a corporate gig. So it might be helpful to you. So I can certainly do that.
I would love that. I mean, I've been doing all these beers for so long. And it's been like really hard because like breweries call me afterwards and like, we paid you all this money and like we don't have Black people in our brewery. And I'm like, well, what are you doing to get Black people in your brewery?
Actively.
Yeah,
And they're like,
not just a one-shot
anything.
deal.
You're not changing anything. I'm like, well, you have to change. Like, you have to change. Like, the breweries have the upper hand in the situation. They have the upper hand. You brew a Mexican style beer, you go to Little Mexico in your city and you get those food trucks to come to your event. And you sit there and you let them bring their people in and drink your beer. You have cooking classes. You know, pasta, I get it. Everybody loves pasta. I love pasta. I'm the Italian queen. But you bring a Black person in to teach you how to do gumbo, that would bring so many people in. Black, white, Hispanic, all kinds of colors in. Like breweries have the upper hand in this situation. And that is what I'm trying to show them is that they have the upper hand. You have to get off of your pedestal and go find those people. You have to get uncomfortable. If we're uncomfortable, you have to get uncomfortable. And that is what I'm asking of people. And that is huge because I'm used to doing that because I'm an ER nurse. I'm used to asking people to get uncomfortable. I'm used to it because when people come into the ER, they're not comfortable. They're uncomfortable. And then I ask them all the questions that make them even more uncomfortable. And then I basically get them to the comfortable status to get them to the floor, to get them whatever. But like, you have to be uncomfortable. You have to be.
Mhm.
And if you're not willing to be uncomfortable, it's not going to be a good sit for you.
Yeah.
We have to be uncomfortable
Well,
at this point.
April, also, these people don't understand that this isn't a destination thing, meaning you don't get to a destination and then you're done. This is an active thing that you have to continue to put work in and thought in and process. It's a series of events. It's not just one event. And I just wanted to get you before we start the wrap here. I just wanted to get you to talk about, and I wanted to. So this is amazing. So number one, y'all, I'm pretty sure the best way you can find April is that link down there, Linktree. You can find everything that she's doing. You can find past articles on her. You can look her up. You can get all the research and all the history on her before you even contact her for these services, for the record. Also, I want you to comment on make sure everybody knows where we can find you or where they can find you when needed. But point number two is I wanted to talk to you about this anyway. So now we're here, we're going to do it. I want to know what you think about what's going on in society, in American society, specifically right now today, with all the DEI, as I like to call it, purging going on. And how does that, where does that all fit into the landscape here? And Doug and I will shut up and let you speak directly to that, please.
So you can find the community on thecommunity.brew on Instagram and on Twitter and on Facebook. So the community.brew, THA community. And then to answer Greg's question, it's hard because it is an uncomfortable situation. It is very uncomfortable. We're experienced with 10,000 breweries, and 10,000 breweries are all most of them are white owned, and they don't know what to do when it comes to a Black person or a gray person or a green person or a yellow person. They don't understand what that conversation is, and that conversation is having the conversation, just having the conversation. What can you do for me? And not what you can do for me as of being derogatory, but what can you do for me? If I'm doing a Mexican style beer, yeah, I want Mexican style food trucks. I want this, I want that, it's just a whole different thing. It's a whole different concept that you can do for them. And I think I'm still learning in the process. I'm still reaching out to people and being what other processes can I bring to my processes of DEI? But I think there's a lot of using your local resources, local artists, local music talent, local all kinds of different things. Like using those people to bring community in. And I think there's like a big thing in that, So yeah, I don't have all the answers right now, but I'm like trying to figure out all the answers, and I hope that we can just go from there.
Man, that's really, really well summed up. So yeah, the thing is we're all in a space where we're trying to sort things out, like everybody is. As much as someone looks really organized, they might be to some degree, but everybody's still trying to figure shit out. Every day I am finding new things that I have no idea what I'm doing, and I'm trying to figure out how to do it. And the thing is, I'm doing it from a very safe space. So I'm not putting myself out there like you are out, April, where you're just like, I'm doing this. I'm going to go and I'm going to be in the DE&I space.
Yeah.
And especially, and I'm going to say in the South where that is really, really getting hammered. I think it's important to have voices in those spaces where they're trying to eliminate it to try to have it still be there. And, I think you deserve a hell of a lot of kudos for being like, I'm going to step into the space and I'm going to make sure that shit doesn't go away.
Yeah, it's super hard. I mean, I think it's really hard because like there's no book for me. There's no book for me to read to say like, okay, you take you walk 2 steps and you take a left at the 3rd step. Like there's no like rule book. Like I'm just coming out with this out of my ass. Like and that's great and good, and people have to like understand that like I'm trying to figure out what is the best way. I'm trying to figure out what's the best way for me to tell my community and to get it across to white males. And that's really, really hard because there's no rule book. Like I think all of us are trying to figure out what is the rule book? Like what is the said word? Like we rely on, Celeste Betting. We rely on, like Alicia Mercado and all them. But they have like different things that they're doing in the North and the South that's different from what we're trying to do.
Yeah,
like, I'm trying to bring like Charleston Black people. Charleston. I'm trying to bring Charleston to understand that like I'm paving a way for the Black community. Can you just support me? And I can't even like, and it's hard because sometimes I can't even get support from the Black community in Charleston to support me. And it's like hard. And it's like, do I get on a live and do I set myself up and do I say all these things? Like, no, because I'm a businesswoman at the end of the day. And like, what is that going to do for my business at the end of the day? But a part of me is like, what else do I do? Do I take my passion that I've yearned and grown from Charleston to somewhere else when it should be here? Like, it's just like toil and trouble. And it's just like, it's just so hard. And I just don't know.
So y'all reach out to April. Even if you just want to have a conversation, it's kind of clear that she's open for that. She's open for learning. So, a great way to learn, April, as you already know, is having these conversations with a myriad of people. I'm glad that you acknowledge that geography plays a part in this. I'm glad that you and Doug play, because it plays differently to different audiences, and that is literally geography, depending on, where you're at and all that. So, like, one of the things that we kind of forget a lot, Doug, is that the highest concentration of Black people is in the South. The problem is that those areas are still dominated by predominantly white folks, wanting to do white things as opposed to not doing things for everybody. I'm looking at you, Mississippi, Alabama, Kentucky, Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina. I'm looking at all of you because y'all all have the highest concentration of Black folks, but y'all are also the most repressive to Black folks. Y'all scared, and y'all need to grow the fuck up and stop being such fucking racist assholes. In my personal opinion, that's not April talking. That's me talking. Okay. April is her own person. She has her own views, and you need to talk to her about that. I just wanted to make that clear that that is my opinion and not the community's brew's opinion. And that's it. So I don't, I'm in Wisconsin, and this shit's wild up here sometimes. It's literally wild. So, and I'm trying to do what I can up here DEI wise, April, but I'm not, I'm not as forceful as you, and I don't have a wonderful platform like your beer to help me, move that thing. So Doug and I have always, outside of your music choices, lady, I can't. I can't agree with you more on everything. And I think it's great that we actually found something we could argue about, because generally we get together and we're like, yeah, and we're like cheerleading each other, and we're all like happy for
argue
each
about
other.
that
And
all
that's
the
great.
time.
But I need a little friction here sometimes. I need a little, so now I know what I can like bug you about on the weekend and be like, did you hear that new Drake track that was horrible? Let me guess, you like that shit, right? You'll be like, right. So like, I think it's great that we found something that we could argue about that really doesn't mean anything. But when it comes down to the hardcore issues, we are, we are in lockstep, and so is Doug, and that's why we generally enjoy your friendship. We enjoy the knowledge that you bring to us. We enjoy the personality that you bring to us. Rub off on us in the right way, all the right ways. So again, we're just excited that you love us. I'm excited that shout out to Afro Beer Chick, by the way, because again, hell yeah. Without her, I don't think April will be here, because she was the one who put April on my screen.
Really?
Yeah, I've told this before. She was the one who posted something about you, and I was like, I read that full article. It was one of the Charleston papers that did this
I
like
love
full
Afro
article on
Beer
you.
Check. I
Yeah,
love
she's
her.
just amazing. Well, she posted.
Even
She's
come
like,
to
"Yo,
indie
look at this."
festivals. I'm like, come to a festival.
I think we might get her Barrel Pro.
I think she might be coming. Yeah,
we might.
Come to Barrel of Flow, Afro Beer Check.
She buys a ticket every year, and then the last couple of years it's been because her daughter, she's had to deal with her daughter going away to college and all that. And Afro Beer Chick is a mom first, beer second. So
mom first, beer second. I totally get it.
But literally, April, she put out on her Facebook something, or no, on her Twitter, something like, "Oh, look at this! This shit's dope." And I was like, "Oh," and I just clicked on it, and it was you, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
Right.
So then I was like, asked Doug, and I was like, "I'm just gonna put a flyer out and see if she responds." And you were like, "Hey y'all, that's cool." And I was like, "Wow, this is too easy. This is like she's really cool now." Because we send out flyers sometimes and people don't even.
Oh my gosh, I don't even remember. I just know it was like something crazy.
Yeah, it was absolutely Afro Beer Chick. So shout out to her, because she put the battery in my back to I was like, well, if Afro Beer Chick's cool, like, yeah, we'll do this. We'll send the flyer. And you were all like, yes, when? It's cool. So then and that kind of led the whole thing. And then I think that at least Doug and I have a little bit to do with you being in that Barrel Flow, because we were
you guys got me in the Barrel Flow. I was not going last year, and you were like, you have to go.
You have to go, right?
Yeah.
And now you understand why you have to go.
I literally
I
texted my family. I was like, I have to go. Like, can you help me out? And they were like,
right.
Yeah.
And I think the first year you couldn't do it, and then the second year you're like, dude, I'm in. I'm like, yes. And then we just had an all around great time last year. So again, Doug and I
we're supposed to be doing like a formal. We're supposed to be doing like a forum.
Excellent. All right. You deserve everything you get there. You deserve everything.
My
yeah. I just remember my Barrel Flow thing from last year, as when it specifically applies to you, April, was I loved everybody's reception of your beer at the bottle share. Like people were like, holy shit, this shit is good. And I'm like, right? So then at some point, April was just so like, you were such a social butterfly, but you're like, she literally goes, here's my beer. Just make sure people get it. And I was like, okay. And I was like, the first thing I did, y'all, was, all right, I'll make sure people get it. And I went, poured like half of it in my glass and shit.
Yes. So I can admit, so like this year it's gonna be crazy. So like this year we're not doing a lot of professional brews because I'm focused on DEI forefront. But me and my friend are brewing a couple of beers. So I'm bringing my home saison with lavender and honey. and which has been a homebrew award winner. We're brewing a Vienna lager, and we're brewing a whiskey porter. And then we'll bring the community from our very first beer. That will be as well too. So we'll bring 4 beers, which will be amazing for like everyone to try. And the homebrews will just be like for people to try and see if they like them, and if they don't like them, then we will throw them out. But the goal is just to see what everybody likes, you know? So yeah, so we're not doing a lot of like professional brews, but we're doing a lot of home brews this year.
Excellent.
Awesome.
We're not gonna go down that rabbit hole, but maybe we will. Doug knows. What did I say about lavender this week, Doug? But we can.
Oh, you don't like lavender?
I went on a huge lavender.
What about
Don't put it in my food
chrysanthemums?
drink. Excuse me.
Chrysanthemums. Do you like chrysanthemums?
As a flavor, I don't
In
really
my
know.
beer?
Yeah, like flowers in your beer, chrysanthemums, roses, like
Floral
all
beer. So floral beer.
floral. Like floral, but with honey and like saison. Like, do you like that, or do you?
If
don't
you're
like
brewing it, yes. If anybody else,
Shut up!
skeptical.
Shut up!
I'm serious. I'm serious. I'm dead serious. If you're brewing it, I'm in. If not, I'm side-eyeing that shit. Actually. So that's fine. That's fine. If you brew it out, I'm gonna try everything you brew. So I'm not. Yeah. Generally, yes.
No flowers in his beer.
Generally, but again, April gets the exception. So, yeah, Daddy Whiskey Porter. I mean,
I did call my whiskey porter. I did call my whiskey porter Daddy's. What did I call it? I called it. Oh, hold on, wait. Let me look it up because I just put it up like a couple of days ago. Daddy's potluck.
There we go. All right. Before we wrap here, I'm gonna so this is listen. We're down to it. I'm gonna show you one of my favorite artists right now, music artists. If you don't like this person, April, I don't even know if we can be friends anymore. So, yeah,
I just
it's that bad.
High stakes.
It's that bad. It's high stakes. Ready?
Okay.
Ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
This person is as fab as the world is, and if people don't agree with that, then
okay,
just
tell me when to look. Tell me when to look.
And leave me alone. Okay. Look now.
Oh, I love her. I love her. Oh my gosh, when she had like the pants that were like vaginas, I fucking loved her. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. 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 Yes.
He's
all right. Side tangent. Daniel saying show Rick Astley.
No.
I love Rick Astley. He's a fucking great musician. The problem is he's pigeonholed by his two fucking
sons.
Yeah, Rick Astley.
Don't run over. Listen, we're in Janelle Monáe at the moment. Let's get
Rick Astley in a second. Amazing. She's like such a great actor too.
She's a great actress. Actually, she's a great. Enough people don't either get her or want to get her. She doesn't get many views, but she's just an amazing person too. They are an amazing person. They're binary. She's not binary. They're non-binary.
Non-binary. Is she still non-binary with Tia Thompson? I might have messed that up.
These are days that I think that I'm pansexual, because if that's binary, I went in on that. Just saying. Sorry. I don't.
Wait. What?
I think
anyway.
I thought Tessa Thompson was just bisexual. I'm not sure that she was.
But she was dating Janelle Monáe at one point.
Yeah, but that's because she was attracted to male and female folks, so she wasn't like living.
So they're not together anymore?
I have no idea if they are. I'm just saying that I'm pretty sure Tessa Thompson was just bisexual, but yeah.
She's so beautiful.
Doug, you know the rules, Doug, and so do I.
Yes.
So I just wanted you to know that, okay?
All right, thanks.
Right. Doug, Even though I admitted it, I said it earlier, I'm probably never going to give you up. I may let you down, but I'm definitely not going to run around and desert you.
Desert you, hurt you, either one.
Okay. Doug, I'm probably never going to make you cry. I might have to say goodbye to you, but I'm never going to tell you lies and hurt you, Doug. So, just so you know. One last thing before we go. Fourth beer. You want a fourth beer? Is that what we're doing?
I'm not doing it anymore.
I made it pretty graphic, so I think we should just use it real quick. And April, you better not get this one wrong either, because you're on I don't know. I don't really know what to do with you. I really don't. Actually, there's no question here, or maybe there is. What do y'all got to say about National Caramel Day? Today is National Caramel Day. Caramel. Did I get it wrong? Caramel. What is it, Doug?
Caramel.
Do y'all have a favorite caramel treat? Do y'all like caramel? How do you not like fucking caramel? Here we go.
All right.
April.
Go ahead, April.
I can't see you guys.
No, he just had the graphic up. That's all.
Oh, okay. So I like Caramel Day. It's caramel to me, and I love Caramel Day.
What's the best way to eat it? Ice cream.
I can't say that on public. I can't say that here.
Oh.
Okay.
Do the beer joke.
Awkward.
Yeah, not awkward. Not awkward. I think that's awesome. Good for you. I will say that I'm going to tell you, I fucking love caramel. I love it on a lot of different things. My favorite caramel application is actually when my ex-wife and I were in Hawaii. Haagen-Dazs had a shop there. And they had dulce de leche ice cream with bananas, and they drizzled with caramel over the top, and it was the most decadent fucking dessert I've ever had. It was so fucking delicious. It was just awesome.
He totally thought you were going to say something else, and I was like, he's not going to say it.
No, I wasn't going with the direction that you were, April. I was going into a very wholesome direction.
I guess it's a little late for this disclaimer.
The following program contains coarse language and nudity. Viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah, it's too late for that. Too late.
Caramel. It's definitely the best on ice cream.
Caramel, not caramel. It's caramel.
Caramel. Okay. I never agree with caramel. I didn't like caramel. Do you like caramel, Doug? I didn't. No, it's caramel.
Well, caramel is C-A-R-A. There's an A in there. So caramel is not how it's pronounced.
So when you go to those chocolate shops and you buy those square, like those salted caramel chocolates, oh my God.
I have them on my fucking cabinet right now, like in the kitchen, right next to me, and I can eat. I can't eat them because they're salted that much, but I can eat a couple and then I'm good.
Right. They're so good. So, also what is so good is the community.
Woo! The community.
We are going to wrap up here, but I don't want to because it's like hanging out with my friend. But we will do this. April, it's time for you to talk about the community beers that you had tonight and the beer that you had. And
all right. So the community beer I had tonight was the community, the very first one, the American Lager. It's short, sweet, to the point. It is a Heineken craft beer. It's what we were going for, and it is great. You can get it at Holy City Brewing in Charleston, South Carolina. We do not ship. We have no more left. We brewed it in January and it's all gone. I mean, like, people, when I tell you that I'm brewing a beer, you have to get on it. Like, I know that a lot of people have CP time and all that kind of stuff. Like, that doesn't work with brewery. Like, it goes like hotcakes. Like, it goes.
Well, The reason is because white people buy the beer and white people don't go in CP time. They go in white people time, which is 5
True.
minutes or 10 minutes before the shit opens. Doug is there waiting. Now, I show up there
True.
fashionably late. I show up a half an hour late and expect y'all to still have that shit because I need to
Wow,
walk
but
in to
like,
be cool. I need to be the cool guy that walks in late, April. I can't
yeah,
be that
but like
first guy. I
late,
can't.
like when you're talking about late, you're talking about the same day. Like most people are talking
Right.
about like 2
Right.
months, and like it's not happening in 2 months. Like it's gone in 2 months. It just really is. We had the banana pudding sour. It was gone in 2 months. It was gone. Like banana pudding sour, like
That's delicious, actually.
a black woman that does a banana pudding sour, like it's gone in 2 months. Like, I don't tell you guys. Like I put out beers that reach out to the black community, and you guys gotta buy it. I don't know what to tell you. Like I only can have so much. Like I can't keep banana pudding in my refrigerator for so long. Like I had banana pudding in my refrigerator in January. We came out with it in November. I can't have it for Barrel and Flow in July because it's not gonna be good. I don't know what to tell you guys.
Right.
But
Get it while it's hot.
it's delicious. It's delicious. It's good. I shipped it. It didn't explode. Like I don't know what to tell you. We've had
What
the
else
whiskey
did you have?
we
What
had
was
the
the
whiskey
second beer
Belgian
that you had?
blonde, which was good.
Oh, okay.
We have the black IPA, which is phenomenal. That will be at Barrel and Flow. I have a 4-pack of that. We will be brewing the Vienna Lager this weekend. We'll be brewing the whiskey porter, which will be ready for this weekend, and we'll be brewing next weekend the saison, which will be with honey and lavender, or honey and blood orange, one of the two. I haven't decided yet. I haven't decided because that's the right, baby. But yeah, it's super good. Like I don't know what to tell you guys, but like when I brew beers, you should be ready to taste it because I'm the deal. I'm it.
Listen to her.
Damn right.
She's right. Damn
I
straight.
tell you guys,
And what
but
was
I'm
the-
it. I'm it in the southeast. Like I'm it.
Yeah.
Like I'm not
Right.
hating on anybody else, but like in Charleston, South Carolina, I'm the one to be watching.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And what was your second beer or your third beer?
Here, your fourth beer.
Tonight.
Yeah.
So I had a crowler.
Okay.
It has this poor dog on it.
Oh, it's a Boston Terrier. That's my dog. That's not my dog specifically, but that's a type of dog I have.
Yeah, a Boston Terrier. So I drank that most of the night, and then I drank Coors Banquet.
Yes, that's what I wanted to see. I wanted
Coors
to see.
Banquet.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You didn't get much shit for that. We didn't give you shit for that.
I
We
know.
gave
I
you more
thought you
shit
guys
for
were
Drake.
giving me more shit for that than
We
what I
gave
got.
you more shit for Beyonce and Drake and all that. But you made up for it with Janelle
We're
Monáe.
gonna have a
You
conversation
made
about
up
that.
for it.
Greg,
You
me and
made.
you are gonna have a phone call conversation.
We don't have to. We can just
Yes,
sit here
we
and
have
just.
to.
We can love this
No,
lady. We can just
no,
love Janelle.
no,
Look how fab they
no.
are. Just
Greg,
look at that.
Greg,
Mm-mm-mm.
I'm
Good
gonna have
night.
a
I
conversation
can't.
with you.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
So, April.
Yeah.
We hope to see you post production. We're gonna let you go here, and then Doug and I are gonna do our beers and clean up some mess that we have to do. But we want to thank you for gracing us with your presence.
I've been
Thank
like
you
wanting
for
to come back on for so long, and I'm so glad that you guys let me come back on.
You have an open invite. Don't talk that way. What are you talking about? You could literally get off the screen, go to the scheduling page, and literally schedule yourself for 2 weeks from now, which
I want to come back next week.
take you 2 weeks. We got open. I ain't even joking. Like, so you can schedule yourself whenever you have the link. You can literally schedule yourself anytime you want. Like Doug and I have no problem. We would again. You want a co-host? We can make you a co-host. We can do all that.
Ooh, maybe a co-host.
Are you serious?
Yeah, maybe a co-host.
Serious. If you're serious and you have the time,
No. I could totally be a co-host.
Doug and I would love it. Yep. We have a host of co-hosts, but a lot of them are busy people who do other things, and we love them for it. So we can't ask them all the time.
Give me a co-host.
Yeah, and please don't tease us with a good time, because
That's
we
for
will
sure.
take you up on that shit.
Yes, we will.
April, don't leave, because we will talk to you about this shit actually if you want to. So but we want
I'm
to thank you
staying.
for coming
I'm gonna
on.
go pee.
We want
Yeah.
to thank you for coming on. We want to wish you the best of luck. We'll see you in August at the very least. And thank you for everything, April. And we hope the best for you. And if you're a co-host, we'll see you in a couple weeks then. Who knows? So
Yeah. Definitely.
thank you, April.
Yeah.
Thank
That's
you.
amazing. You're
Bye,
amazing.
guys.
We love it. Awesome. Thank you.
Bye.
Doug, we might have got a new co-host.
Yeah. Hey, we can add him to the roster, and that's a good thing.
Right. But what we did have was, first of all, I had this well, we'll get to our beers, and then we have some house cleaning to do. But
Yep.
I have this Loomer soda, THC soda. It was too much sugar for me, y'all. As a type 2 guy, I gotta watch that. So I only drank enough, and I didn't get zooted out like Doug wanted me to do. Or Doug likes to see me get zooted out sometimes,
I
especially with
think it's funny.
that 25 milligrams. That shit was crazy.
That
Anyway, Bell's Oberon wheat ale. April, I said it's my wheat ale month, so wheat ale, that's a good one. If y'all can find it, highly recommend Bell's Oberon. It's a beer, it tastes like beer, it's a light drinker. It's not offensive like the beers that Doug and I like. Now this might be offensive for you, but it's really not. It's really great. It's got a strong ale from Giant Jones. It's the only barrel aged beer that Giant Jones has ever put out. It may be the only one that they ever put out, because Jessica had to be conned into doing this. It sounded like almost. Jessica, as y'all know, she's been on here once, but she's an organic. This is fully organic beer. She does organic beer. She does great beer. Doug knows everything that we've got. I've never had a bad beer from Giant Jones. Giant Jones does not make bad beer. They do not put up bad beer. You won't taste any kind of buttery nonsense. You won't taste anything. Jessica's really high standards, and they are queer, they are trans, they are awesome, and they need to be celebrated. They are celebrated here in Madison, but you have to be around here to Madison to get them, because they're owned and run by 4 women. Literally 4 women run the whole fucking brewery. So
and it's
their
fucking great.
bosses, their bosses. Mari has been on the stream, I think, twice now. And Jessica's been on once, and then Jessica and Erica were on my other project, the Badger Beer Hour. So I love Jessica. Whenever we could try to book her, I don't think it's the time now, but we will always try to have her on. She's always welcome, as the fucking wonderful person and brewer that she is. I love a good brewer, but you got to be a good person too. So and someone who is a good person I can verify is my co-host Doug. Doug, what were you drinking?
Oh, that was very a little high there on the Doug's a good person thing. But thank you.
No, you are. I mean, it is what it is.
All right,
Even I can't deny that, even though sometimes I want to.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna say there wasn't a super bad beer in the bunch, but honestly, this thing was the worst thing I had, only because it was so freaking sweet. And I was a little disappointed because it was an imperial stout, and I like the concept of doing 7 deadly sins, doing 7 different kinds of stouts, and this one's sloth. This is from Imprint. Imprint, they take big fucking swings. They make smoothie sours, and they take big fucking swings with their beer. This one was just too sweet for my taste, and I usually like pastry stouts and all that sort of shit. So that's sort of surprising. My second favorite thing was Queen to Be. The double IPA with the strawberry. Strawberry was very minimal, just sort of a light taste to it, but a really good double IPA, a little hoppier than I would have liked. And honestly, this grew on me. This Palomania or Palomania or whatever from Duclaw was just, the grapefruit at first was a little bit more than I wanted, but after it warmed up, the grapefruit dissipated on the palate so much. But a really smooth drinker. Gosa, one of my favorite styles. So yeah.
Excellent. And our last note of housekeeping is what's going on next week, Doug?
So next week we are talking to Allison Rogers, and she's a friend of mine from Twitter, of all places. I've known her for a good 4 or 5 years on there. She runs a business in North Carolina called Blush Cowork, which focuses on helping women who need help in the workspace or are newly single and haven't had any work experience, or they've recently been let go from a job and helps them find new employment. They also have healthcare on premises. It is a women-focused business, and it's designed to help women who need help. And I wish there were more models of business like this. And I just think it'd be great to hear her story to talk about how she came up with such a concept. So I'm really looking forward to that, because it's a different kind of guest than we normally have, right? Like, it's just someone who just kind of decided, I'm going to forge my own path. Now, April's another example of that in her own way. But this is just a different sort of path. And I just thought we'd have fun highlighting that. So yeah, looking forward to that.
Sure. And as long as she doesn't like Drake, we're good.
A fair point. And April looked up in the green room like, God damn it.
Yeah, whatever. She needs to stay back there for now, because I can't.
Yeah.
I can't do any more Drake.
Yeah. Right.
Anyway, y'all, we're gonna wrap up and get out of here. But we wanted to thank y'all for Daniel says yeah. And we're also gonna get into, Daniel, like, what makes you make this leap to present something like this? And obviously a lot of times it happens from need, Doug. You know what I mean? Like, she saw a need and she saw a gap and she filled it. I hope I'm not spoiling anything, but next week, Doug, we will
Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
So then anytime Doug and I are involved,
Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit.
giving y'all a little warning. But I'm happy. I'm so happy. Again, on the way out, I'm gonna do a little dance. That'll never ever get old for me. So if y'all don't like it, y'all just gonna have to tune out, because that's just never gonna go away.
Yeah.
But we will go away now, Doug.
Yep. And we'll see y'all next week.
Yep. Thank y'all for joining us. Yeah. I didn't even read that before I put it up there. The achy, drakey heart. Really, Daniel? Really? All right. We'll see y'all next week. Have a good week now.
Cheers, folks.
Happy April, by the way. Happy April to April. Happy April to April. See you,
everybody else. Cheers.